Before we start, let me check the stream settings. Let's see. Oh, neck. Okay. Okay. And I know for a fact you guys can hear me because I made double sure before starting that my microphone was turned on. I always hate it when that happens. Although you should probably expect a phone call to happen at some point during the stream, because that always happens. Franco Greco, Xavier Sandoval, Ghosty, XX Spider, ZZXX, what's up guys, and everyone else who's joining in the stream. Happy Sunday. Neutrals, Alex White, Jurian, It's Drums 188, Victor Benitez, Danielle, Bat Spidey, Nick Storm, Spidey Outcast, what's up everybody? Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Deadwade 213, Hadi, Callie, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing anybody's names. I'm always terrible when it comes to that. You guys know me. Mr. Happa, Nathaniel, Colin Gillespie. I can't wait to see PlayStation. Me too, bro. Unorthodox Gamer. Did anyone else see the leak about PlayStation happening on June 28th? No, because there has been other reports indicating a different date. But that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today, given the title, as you see. Because there is a lot of very interesting gaming news happening that I thought I wouldn't really want to do it in a video because it's fun to kind of bounce off you guys who are obviously massive gamers and PlayStation fans and Spidey fans to see what exact type of gaming experiences we might potentially see in these next coming weeks. I don't think that event is happening on June. It might. I mean, shocker if it does. That'd be amazing. But right now, it's been teased and leaked for about a week now or so that PlayStation, you know, since they were not at E3 2021, is going to have their own state of play, as we expected, but we don't know when exactly that could be. Well, the leaks have pretty much indicated from these gaming insiders and industry folk who have obviously reported on these events time and time again, is that they're going to have an event on July 8th showing a new lineup, pretty much, of PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, but it seems like it's mostly PlayStation 5-centric, besides God of War exclusives. And as you see in the title, we're talking about 3 main ones, but there's a couple others too, like Horizon Forbidden West could be there, of course. But right now, we have a main leak / rumor about a spin-off expand-alone game, meaning an extended, expanded, standalone spin-off game. Not a full sequel, but pretty much the Miles Morales equivalent, or Lost Legacy equivalent, or First Light equivalent of that type of a game for Ghost of Tsushima, called Ghost of Ikishima, or Ikishima. I'm not sure how to quite pronounce it. But that is what could happen and what could be shown during this event, as well as, of course, God of War Ragnarok, which is a cross-generation game. And not the Spider-Man that you're thinking of, even though we're finally back playing Miles Morales. It's been ages, you know, because we're talking about PlayStation, we're talking about State of Play, we gotta play a PlayStation-centric game, and that, of course, is Miles Morales. Even though I would play the base game on PS4, it's too hard for me to go back, because I want to kind of distance myself until I play the remaster to give a proper review of the new model for Peter, so I have to distance myself from John, sadly. But whenever I get a PS5, whenever that is, I'll definitely go more in depth, and also expect a lot of videos from me once I get a PS5 console about the new game, new games releasing on the platform, but also how the game plays on the console in comparison to a PS4, give my review of the remaster, Miles on the PS5, comparison videos, all that jazz. It'll be fun to talk about, but not Spider-Man 2, what I think you're thinking of. Spider-Man 2 from Insomniac. No, it's our favorite game instead, Marvel's Avengers, the game of the year of 2020 with little to no issues, no hatred or ill will intent. It's perfect in every way. I can't stress that up. No. Sadly, it's a flawed game, but I can't go back to playing that. Not Abomination, because that's a villain in the game, but that's kind of harsh to describe it. But just very flawed and very, you know, issued in a lot of ways that I'm not currently a fan of. But we're talking about Spider-Man 4 Avengers, because of course he is a PlayStation exclusive character And even though Black Panther is not out yet, where he's going to release in August, I do think that if they were to show this next state of play, and there's also rumors that Square Enix can also show some Final Fantasy stuff there, like Final Fantasy 16, which is a PlayStation 5 exclusive for what we know now. If they want to bank off the Square Enix hype with Marvel and further get people interested in Avengers, because the Cosmic Cube event is okay. It didn't really get a lot of people too massively hyped, but it was interesting enough to see exactly what type of changes they can do for the game, for boss battles and other types of implementations when it comes to narrative and extending the story when it comes to aim and all this type of continuation for the live service model. But for Spider-Man, if they actually include him in Avengers on the PlayStation, which we do know, and if they reveal a trailer for him during this state of play, that would be pretty interesting to kind of bank off that, get more people interested in Avengers instead of just saying, oh, I beat the Monica boss battle and then I'm done, which is what I did, which is not what should be happening at all for a live service game. You want to get people invested into the product. You want to get them invested and keep playing continuously, and exactly how that can further enhance the experience for the live service model going forward. So there's a lot of stuff going on. PlayStation hype all day. If you guys know me, I'm a massive PlayStation fan, not just for Spider-Man, but I loved God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. Besides Persona 5 Royal, if that game didn't release that year, even though it is technically a re-release with extended stuff in it, I would personally say that Ghost of Tsushima was my game of the year, and definitely not Last of Us Part 2, even though ill will towards Naughty Dog, but I just think that Ghost of Tsushima is a vastly superior game compared to Last of Us 2. That's just my opinion, though. And yeah, so 7 minutes in, I think we waited long enough. What's up, everybody? Hopefully, again, you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Leave a like on the stream if you're enjoying it, and if you're just having a relaxing time watching me play some Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Leave a like if you're hyped for PlayStation. What type of game would you possibly like to see during this state of play if it ends up happening? I would personally be super down for if they decide to do this, although I think we will probably wait until September, when the Atlas 25-year anniversary for the Persona series will take place. Still, I need a PS5 enhanced, ground up, sort of, not like remake, but kind of like enhanced all the way next-gen version of Persona 5 Royal onto the PS5, and that way I will literally hurt anyone who gets in my way to get the console, because I need that. I need Persona 5 Royal on PS5, because I know you can do backwards compatible, but it's not like a remaster or a base edition of the game. It's just you can do it backwards compatible. But I need like DualSense features, 60 FPS, maybe some ray tracing on some of the reflections of certain areas. I don't know. Great question, the Aspie. Why don't I use a capture card? So, I do have an Elgato, which is an HD Elgato, which I have done for the past radioactive replays. Throwback to those, if anyone remembers them. And I loved using it, except it's really hard to kind of set it up in the area that I'm in right now, because I'm in my living room, and there's not a whole lot I can do with hooking it up to the TV, to my console. Within the back of the TV, there's so many wires on the ground. I would also have to set up my laptop, which also has to connect to the Elgato. And in front of me, there's literally nothing. It's just my floor and my TV. So I can't really bring in like a table to do anything like that. Which is why there was usually a TV downstairs in the second floor of my house, which is where I recorded the radioactive replays in the past. And that really worked for my PS2 and PS3 and my Xbox 360, but for the living room area, I have a 4K HD TV, and I don't know if it's easy to set up with the Elgato for the system I have, with the TV that I have in the setting that's currently here. So that's why I also don't do live streams that much. Like, I don't have a Twitch channel, or I guess TikTok even. You can do streams on there too. But I mainly just stream whenever there's something fun to talk about. As you can see, the microphone quality as well is literally just recording from the PlayStation camera in the front, so that's not like too high quality. So I rarely stream. It's not something I specialize in. It's not something I do professionally. But if I have time, I like to discuss topics with you guys, get your input about it, get some feedback from you guys, have fun discussions like this, and of course sometimes we do charity streams, which, by the way, if Spidey Outcast is in here, and Franco Greco and Ghosty. We will try and get more people with this, as I've said in the past. We're gonna get the Spidey Squad pretty much in a charity live stream playing Among Us. Although it's because it is set to release that game on the PS4, except it's not out on it yet. I swore it was going to release either this month in June or next month in July, but I guess it just said 2021 is when it releases. So I don't know for sure when exactly it's coming out, but when it does, it'll be hilarious, and that'll be like the craziest stream. Doing charity with Among Us, with the squad, and you guys also watching at the same time, which would be super fun. Alright, so 10 minutes in, I think we're good. Let's see, double check really quick to see if the stream is live. Yes, it is. 11 minutes in. It's on Twitter, and double check YouTube. It is still live. Yes, and again, thank you all for tuning in. Leave a like if you're enjoying, and we're just going to be playing some Miles while talking about PlayStation and the future of PlayStation that we could be seeing relatively soon for the next coming weeks, I would think, for the PlayStation State of Play. And also, Franco and Spidey Outcast and Ghosty, we will try and do a party soon. Let me try and see if I can do this mission first, and then we can try and see if we can set up a party to get your guys' feedback as well about what you would like to see at this State of Play and what could happen regarding any of these PlayStation exclusives, or Spider-Man, or God of War, or Horizon Forbidden West, or Among Us PS5. No. Again, oh god, already, I can't even stress how smooth this is on my PS4 Pro, but just after playing Avengers, you know, and going back to pure Marvel greatness with Miles, it's night and day. I can't even stress it enough. Oh god, so good. And I've been playing it like in my free time, because I've also been playing Genshin Impact, which is a great live service game that does live service justice, and also Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, which was fun. I had a lot of blast playing that. But I need my Marvel fix, and I can't do Avengers because I literally just can't. Every time I talk about it, it's always something negative, because I honestly have nothing good to say about it. And when I reviewed the game, I said the campaign was the best element of it, but that's because it was mainly single-player story-driven for those segments. But the game, how it was structured as a live service, primarily optimized game, it didn't really offer as much quality in terms of what you would expect from like Batman Arkham or Spider-Man PS4 or Miles Morales, which is why I'm very much looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, because that looks like it's much more of the type of game I'm into. And although, if you want to see my video about it, there were cancellation rumors, or, you know, actual inclinations from the developers that they were going to make it a live service game, where it was said pretty much to be Avengers in space. Thank God that's not the case anymore, because I swear to God, I could not stand that. And actually, I want to shout out someone from my comment section in the video that I did about that. I think it was, what was it, like Miley or Millie Grover or someone? I forget. But someone in the comment section pretty much said, does anyone else find it irritating or kind of, not disgusting, but just kind of odd that Square Enix, or just these companies in general, are turning these, you know, superhero franchises and IPs into primarily live service genres, and they feel like that they can get away with that just because it's the superhero IP. So Suicide Squad is a 4-player co-op game, and even though it's not confirmed yet, there are high inclinations that it's going to be a live service game, just like Avengers. And for Avengers itself, that is a live service game. And then Guardians, as it was said, it was planned to originally be a multiplayer game with rumored live service elements like Avengers. So all these superhero franchises, turning them into live service games, I don't understand why that's the case. I don't know who's making that decision in the executive office, the developer office, the main studio, Marvel, DC. I don't know who's in charge of what, but I don't think that's what the general public wants, or at least that's not what I want. If I were to see something like that, like if you were to turn the Batman Arkham franchise into a live service-centric game, I don't think I could handle that. I mean, I would not be into that too much. Let's see, Ethan, still more hype for Suicide Squad than Gotham Knights. Really? That's an interesting take. Is it because the team is more, I guess, entertaining than the Gotham Knights, or is it because of Rocksteady? Because I do understand you on that front if that's what you're meaning, because Rocksteady is a great developer and they nail gameplay all the time. But I am worried because that was the same mindset I had going in for Avengers, where, oh, it's live service, but that shouldn't matter because the developer of Crystal Dynamics made Tomb Raider, and that was a great single-player game, and it did have some multiplayer competitive elements like a PvP style mode, which was fine, kind of like Uncharted 2, which did the exact same thing, which is great, and I love that game's multiplayer. But if they did live service, it's like, well, I guess that wouldn't detract too much if they just focused on the main campaign, right? But then we saw how it turned out, and it's like, well, if they're going to go that route, I would prefer it just do single player only instead of focusing on the live service stuff. Chad, Evan, imagine a Sandman and a Hydro Man boss fight in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I mean, we've already known about Sandman's existence in, what do you call it? The first game with the Easter egg of the vial of sand in Avengers Tower, which was sweet. Hydro Man, I don't think, if I recall, there was an Easter egg of him at all in the first game, or Miles Morris Bench, or just like if they get like, you know, a Mysterio type thing, like, oh, it's an illusion, you know, it's not really Hydro Man, like Far From Home, it's just water, and it's evil, like, oh, okay, no, I want Morris Bench, please, give me that OG comic status villain, just like what they did with the Sinister Six. Even with Electro, they tried to tease a little bit at the, you know, the Ultimate Electro with the blue and the pure energy, because that was his goal. He wanted to become pure energy. But instead, they just did, like, you know, normal 616, Max Dillon, electrical engineer, accident, Electro, which is great. So do that, you know, Flint Marko, Sandman, Morris Bench, Hydro Man. I'm down for it. Oh, and, of course, Quentin Beck, Mysterio, Doc Connors, Lizard, Norman Osborn, Green Goblin, but Harry Osborn bit him. Ooh. Again, I need that. In the sequel, I'm going to cry when we see the black suit on Peter, or even Harry, because that will be pretty sad if you have to fight him. Let's see. JX22X, these tricks are so good, man. Imagine swinging in Spider-Man 2. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and again, sadly, I don't have it. You know, let me get right now, actually. It's here somewhere. No. Well, I mean, I guess I'll show all of them. So I don't have a PS5 yet, right? But doesn't mean I'm not preparing for when that happens. You can't even see it because the lighting is so bad. But I have two things. I'm not sure what's going on here. My light, for some reason, won't work on my phone, which is strange. But I have, boom, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Can barely see it, but I got it for PS5. Miles Morales on PS5, the Ultimate Edition with the remaster, which I will review and play whenever I get the console. And even though I'm not a fan of the game, Avengers on PS5, because I want to support Marvel as much I can, even though that's probably not a good decision, since that's just them getting more money from me. But yes, I know. So to answer your question, JX22X, is that, yeah, the tricks in the first game and Miles are so good. But remember, that's like a PS4, PS4 Pro base game. Because even though Miles is cross-gen, they did mainly develop it for the PS4 and then, you know, kind of enhance it for the PS5. But Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a pure PS5 exclusive. And for any of you who have a PS5, I'm sure you can attest to how big of a jump of quality that game is from a game like Miles, or even the first Ratchet & Clank game on PS4, to now a full PS5 exclusive. So what I think, if Spider-Man 2 is a full PS5 exclusive, which I definitely think is going to happen, they're going to enhance the loading times, the visual fidelity, the tricks, the amount of quality, and overall, like, just flair that they can include for Peter and Miles' moveset. And I'm so down, because I need that to happen, for sure. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. More exaggerated swagger, says Superior Chris. Exactly. That's what we need. That's what the fans need. That's what the Spider-Man community needs right now, is just more swagger. And if No Way Home comes out and Miles is not in it and there's no exaggerated swagger, then what's the point, honestly? I'm going to be confused and upset at the same time. No. And also, happy birthday to Tobey Maguire, who I'm not sure exactly what age he is now. what was it, like 40 something? I don't want to be mean and say like, oh, he's like 75, because no, that's mean. But yes, old boy Toby, which I would wear his suit if we were playing the base Spider-Man game, but we're not. We're playing Miles. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Toby. Let's see, Ray official. I want local multiplayer in SM2. Do you now? That's kind of a controversial opinion, or just an opinion that a lot of people are still coming to terms with, because I actually ran a poll on Twitter the other day and asked you guys online if Marvel Spider-Man 2 had cooperative elements like Gotham Knights, or even Avengers in that regard. Not live service, but just you can play with your friend in New York City, for example, and fight enemies together and swing around as a team, both as Peter and Miles. Would you want that, or would you want it to be single player only? And shockingly enough, I think it was like 51.5% of you wanted single player, and then the other like 49-something% wanted co-op. So it's really like neck and neck. So there's like a straight divide in the middle of people who are wanting that either for the sequel or for possibly like a standalone, again, Miles-esque type spin-off where it's not a full sequel, but instead it's just a core co-op experience with the two Spider-Men. And I don't know if I would want that. I would want them to just kind of focus currently on the main sequel, because that's what Miles exactly was. I mean, Miles was literally just a spin-off to keep our palates moist to wait for the sequel, so that way we don't have to like, oh, where's more Spider-Man? Like, no, it's right there. And then, oh, you'll get your full sequel by the time we release Spider-Man 2. Ouch, Miles is back. But yes, there's a lot of intrigue going on in regards to how they're going to handle the character development for Miles and Peter now that they're both Spider-Man. And you would think, well, for the narrative, I mean, for gameplay it's fine because they're both already fleshed out as Spider-Man, so they don't have to worry about making Miles' moveset any different from Peter's, because they just spent a whole game doing that. What you do have to worry about, and what I'm kind of worried about for the sequel, is if they do co-op, would that affect the narrative? Because I think that did affect the narrative for Avengers, and I do think that might affect parts of the narrative for Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights already seems like it's going to be kind of, it's mainly co-op focused, because you have the Knights, Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood together as a team, but you can choose who to play as. It's not like, oh, this is Batgirl's story, this is Nightwing's story, and they have their own missions. No, you just, if you want to play Red Hood the entire game, you can. So, I don't know if that's going to make of an impactful narrative or not. Ethan, wait, Evan, let's see. Oh, I missed the, let me go really quick. Oh, boy. Not sure why my phone isn't letting me use my flashlight, but strange. 126 people in the stream. What's up, everybody? Leave a like if you're enjoying. Happy Sunday. We're just talking about some PlayStation news, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man and Avengers related topics. God of War Ragnarok, I'm down for it. Cross-gen, already kind of on my part, because I wanted it to be a PS5 exclusive, and Ghost of Ikishima, the spin-off, leaked to be occurring for Ghost of Tsushima, for the PlayStation State of Play that is rumored to happen in July. So that's what we're talking about today. Hopefully you're enjoying. Ethan, wait, Evan, have you tried swinging in Spider-Man PS4 with swing camera shake setting turned off? I personally prefer it. I don't think so, although I have swung, Ethan, with motion blur turned off, and that just feels kind of odd to me, because it's like, you do want to get that vibe like all the wind is rushing at your face and you're swinging at like, not Mach 5 speed like Web of Shadows style, but you're swinging pretty darn fast for how this game is structured and the amount of fluidity you have as both Peter and Miles. But I think that the swinging of the camera, or the shaking of the camera for the swinging, adds more immersion to it, but I will try it now that you mentioned it. Let's see, Brady Max 2021, would you like more spin-off games in the future if they introduce the Spider-Verse? No, sorry Brady Max, because I don't want the Spider-Verse at all to touch these games. I mean, the whole reason, if you go back to 2018 with Brian Intihar, and the interview that he had with Game Informer, and Bill Roseman there too, is like, even during the launch live stream that happened when the game was coming out, is like, well, we wanted to include Miles, but he's from another universe in the comics, so would we do that? Or what if, Brian was the one who brought that up, is what if Miles just exists as a character in Peter's universe? And Bill's like, I love that. So they literally already pretty much went a completely different route for this game's setting. And I'm totally fine with that, and I'm actually super okay, because I've also said, I've gone on record and said on Twitter, I don't want No Way Home to be a Spider-Verse movie. I just want to, you know, finalize and put the cap on Tom's story of him officially, I guess, becoming Spider-Man, taking on villains like Kraven, or, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, The Spot. That'd be cool. Finally seeing The Spot in a movie? Yes, please. Or, you know, Scorpion, who was teased in Homecoming. And he's not in No Way Home for whatever reason, because they got Doc Ock back. So I'm already kind of towards what we know about No Way Home. Because of the Spider-Verse premise there, that they're going with that. This is already grounded in as of a realistic sense of the world as they could make. It's just Peter and Miles and their own stuff. They're both in the same universe, and of course, you know, if they bring in people like Spider-Gwen or whatever, I don't know. However, as I've, you know, mentioned previously, and if you hardcore fans know, if you remember from, what do you call it, the prequel novel, and what was kind of hinted at there, is that it seems like in this game's universe, in the Insomniac Spider-Man universe, Gwen Stacy is alive. She's not dead. So if they include her, introduce her in the sequel, and they bring her in as a new love interest for Peter or something, even though it seems like Peter and MJ kind of strengthened their relationship during Miles' game, during their trip to Symkaria, if they introduce Gwen as a side character in the sequel, and Peter and Miles are there together, great. You know, I'd be down for it. I'd be interested to see where that goes. And same thing, if they could do that as well for MJ and Peter, if they introduce her at all, for the Avengers game. Because we need some character growth for that version of Spider-Man in the Avengers, and what's going to go on there, and how that's going to affect Peter's relationship with the other teammates of the group. If he's been, you know, like, teamed up with them in the past for a while. Do they like him and treat him as like this fanboy like the MCU, or are they going to go classic comics route where they kind of find him as, like, to be blunt, they kind of find Spider-Man like a dick, like kind of like a jerk. Like they're like, oh, it's Spider-Man. Even him, like, he kind of gets like in a, you know, kind of tussle with Iron Man at several points, and he always butts heads with some of the other team members besides like the main ones like Captain America, because he respects him. But in the comics, it's always been more of like they're kind of at odds with each other, which always gives for fun conflict, character relationships to be further developed in a really cool way, instead of just, oh, he loves the Avengers, because that's exactly what Kamala Khan's character was. So I hope they don't do that again, but for Peter, or otherwise that would make no sense. So we'll see exactly how it turns out by the time that they include Spider-Man in the game, but we'll wait and see. Let's see here. Anyone have any thoughts or any speculation ideas as to what you would like to see during State of Play? Again, I know, like, dream idea, because they already teased him as an Easter egg in Rift Apart, so that's already kind of like, come on, what do we have to do to get it? Is, of course, a new Sly Cooper game. For the love of God, Sucker Punch, if you're not going to work on Ghosts of Ikishima or Ghost of Tsushima 2 or whatever, I know you're probably super busy with that, and I totally respect you for it, but please, you know what I would do for a new Sly Cooper game on PS5? Oh, that would be like, for some, because it's like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, like, Spider-Man, the remaster, and Miles on the PS5 is like, not too making me want to get the console because I already have them on my PS4 Pro, but I need to get it because of the channel. I don't, like, I want to get it because I really want to make content for you guys on how the games look for next gen, but I don't need it right now because I can still play my games on the system I have now, which is my PS4 Pro. But if I was like a beyond super, like, Spider-Man level of hype fan for Ratchet and Clank, then yeah, then I would need a console for the PS5, or I need a PS5 console to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Same thing goes if they make a PS5 exclusive Sly Cooper game, or make a, you know, Persona 5 Royal enhanced on the PS5. Because I don't know, because, like, Spider-Man runs, both the first game and Miles run totally fine on my PS4 Pro. I know they run better on the PS5, but for some reason, I don't know why, but whenever I hear like Persona 5 Royal on PS5, which I definitely think is going to happen during the Atlas anniversary on the in September for their 25th anniversary. Yeah, for some reason that would get me more inclined. Like now, I need a PS5. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because that way I could see Kasumi in 4K 60 FPS. Which, oh boy, I'm going to be in trouble if that happens for sure. Gloria, what's up? Why not bring Gloria back in the sequel and her girlfriend? Pride Month, by the way. Hashtag Pride. Let's see, yeah. Marvel G, hey Evan. Let's see, I missed your comment. Hey Evan, in Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay trailer is Star-Lord's room. There's a picture of Dazzler possibly teasing an X-Men game. Yeah, so I did notice that Easter egg, what he's talking about for you guys who don't know. In the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer and gameplay demo, we see Star-Lord look at his mirror, and then on the side there's a poster in his room that says Dazzler, and that's one of the X-Men members, which is super cool, but also kind of concerning, because I know a lot of people are very cautious towards Square Enix handling Marvel games, as you should be, and we don't know exactly how much longer this multi-year, multi-game partnership is going to last for Square and Marvel. If Avengers is failing as much as it is, which I can't... If you like the game, again, I've always said this, if you enjoy the game and you love it, I'm super happy for you. I'm very glad you're enjoying it at its fullest, hopefully. If you have the next-gen console or PC, at least, you'll get the better experience for it. And then we're getting Black Panther and Spider-Man, and it's all free stuff, too, so it's fine. But a lot of people, if you've seen, are very... Like, I haven't seen a single person, by the way, say that their most hyped game, like Spider-Man levels of hype, PS5 console reveal levels of hype, God of War Ragnarok levels of hype for Guardians of the Galaxy. At the very least, I've seen that they're excited. You know, like, oh, cool, single-player, story-driven Guardians game. That's sweet. I can't wait to play it. I love that team. Marvel's great. Square Enix did an okay job with Avengers, you know, at the best-case scenario. And they're going to do a better job with this since it's not live service. And at that point, I would say sure. But, and you can see right there, the clear little downgrade in quality for the PS4 version is because it took a while for the textures to load for the Daily Bugle. Me, that's like, you know, like minor setback in the grand scheme of things. If the game still runs well, I don't mind if it takes a little while to load in the textures. If it still looks this damn good on my PS4 Pro. But, I definitely understand an interest in an X-Men game. I think it'd be very cool to see if done right. That one, I think, is more necessary for a co-op experience. You know, Avengers makes sense for co-op, of course, because it's the frickin' Avengers, but not a live service. There's a difference between handling live service and co-op and then making it a co-op or live service, you know? So they could do an X-Men game for sure as a cooperative experience like Gotham Knights, or Avengers, just not live service. And that's, I think, would be a good choice to do for that team, because they're so different in terms of their play styles. The X-Men have so many unique features compared to the Avengers or the Guardians, for example. And fighting different foes in the X-Men universe would be pretty darn cool to see. Teaming up with your friends in a cool way. Franco! Why do you have to hurt me like this, bro? Please, Bully 2 win? It's never happening, because Rockstar just hates Jimmy Hopkins. I don't know why. Franco knows me too well. If we got a PS5 next-gen remaster or remake of Bully in Bully 2, or just a Bully remaster, you know, or a sequel to Bully, please. Because, you know, Rockstar's banking off that GTA 5 online money. I'm sure they're going to work on GTA 6. But come on, I need... what I would do... Ian Castillo, Bully 2, Miles Morales. Please! Get Miles and just picking on everybody. That'd be incredible. Oh, man. And by the way, I know we're wearing the classic suit. We kind of wore it a little bit during the beginning of the stream, so I'll switch to... You guys choose, actually. Let me get the chat's input. You want to have me stick with the classic Miles suit, or do you want me to switch to another costume? Because I'm game for whichever one. We got no undies, but we got the training suit, got the cat suit, we got the winter suit, now that we're actually in the snow, so that would make sense. Uptown Pride suit, hashtag Pride. You know what? Actually, it's Pride Month. We're doing a stream, even though it's about PlayStation. We got Pride in here. Why not? We'll enhance the Pride for Miles. It's not that type of Pride, but it's Pride nonetheless. So we gotta represent all out there. Yeah, let's see. I think X-Men, and you know, like, I don't understand why, if it's, you know, like, part of their licensing agreement, or, like, this is a choice from them, but, you know, Guardian seems to be doing all of the, or Square Enix seems to be doing all of the team-related Marvel properties, you know, like, you don't see, like, oh, cool, Square Enix is gonna do a AAA Iron Man game, or a AAA Captain America game. No, they're doing these teams, because, in my opinion, the reason why I think they're doing that is because they see it as more financially profitable. We have, you know, Avengers, Guardians. I would like to personally see a Defenders game, as, you know, what Marvel G brought up, the possible X-Men game. You know, like, why not get these more you know, solo character-centric titles? Like, everyone in their mind would cry tears of joy if we were to get an announcement of a Daredevil game. Even Troy Baker himself, the main man who's been actually begging to be Matt Murdock in a game for ages now. He's been, like, advocating for this for years. But instead we're getting these team games, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's certainly different, which I appreciate, but I don't know if that's the specific route that they want to go, or if the consumers would want to see Square Enix go for in terms of public interest. Also, I'm waiting for a sword person to come my way so I can take them out. Unless, oh, they're not here yet because they haven't been introduced in the story, because they're going to come up on the bridge. Alright, I want to do the 2 takedown bar-centric type of move, but I can't. Ouch. Let's see. Bro, if Square Enix makes a Daredevil game before Insomniac, I'm done. We can't let them have all the Marvel characters after Avengers. Yeah, see? Iceblade knows what's up, in the sense that that's kind of like the general consensus, right? Is that, well, the main thing is that, sadly, which I think is a fault on the marketing from Crystal Dynamics, is that there was no Game Informer coverage for Avengers. Meaning that the great thing about the Game Informer coverage for Insomniac when they were doing Spider-Man and Miles is that it allowed the people who are unfamiliar with them, who only kind of knew them for Ratchet and Clank, to get more of a sense of what's the developer's vision. What's their past inspiration from regarding their games that they've worked on in the past, what have they worked on in the past, why are they a good fit for Spider-Man, and that wasn't at all prevalent for Avengers. It was just, oh, Avengers is here because money. And that was it, really. You know, because they thought Avengers was a big brand that they could market off of, get more people interested to see exactly where Marvel can go in the gaming format for the Avengers, and that was kind of it. They didn't really focus too much on it afterwards because it was Avengers and it was out, and they thought that would sell millions of copies regardless. And as I've said previous times, numerous occasions, is that the main president, Yosuke Matsuda himself of Square Enix, said that Avengers was going to completely outperform and outsell Spider-Man and Batman because of the brand. Because he thought, oh, it's great simply because it's Avengers, and that's it. When in reality, the people didn't buy Spider-Man because it was Spider-Man, they bought it because it was a good game. And same with Batman. Even though Spider-Man outsold Batman 10-1, you know, it still is that whole element of quality over quantity, and just the quality of the game itself compared to the quality of the brand. And, oh, it's great just because it's Avengers. No, it's great because it's actually a fun game. And that's why people bought it. Boom! Oh, the swinging. You see all those moves that Miles just pulled off? The exaggerated swagger is here. Franco, are you going to go over the stuff about Insomniac at GDC for Miles? If it's pretty big, yeah, because I know Brian Horton, the creative director of Miles Morales, if you guys don't know, is giving a presentation of Miles and his creative process on making the game at the Games Developer Conference, which sadly is not in person, because I went to the previous ones in past years during 2018 and 2019, but they're not having it this year because social distancing. But they're going to talk more about their vision and their original thought process and stuff. And if they show new behind-the-scenes elements, then I might, like, record it and then put it on the channel if you guys want to see it. But if it's anything like small, then maybe not. Maybe I'll tweet about it. But as a video, if you guys want to see that, let me know. But right now, I'm a little bit in the middle. But yeah, like what I think Brady was saying is that, yeah, like or what Iceblade actually was saying is that, yeah, like the thing is though, as I've said, Insomniac cannot legally make any other Marvel game other than Spider-Man because of their deal with PlayStation. That's why you see Spider-Man literally is a PlayStation exclusive for Avengers, because Sony owns the gaming rights to him. That's why he's only on the PlayStation version of that game. But Insomniac can literally only make a Marvel game of Spider-Man because that's the deal that they made. But you can't get, like, again, we've been over this. You can't get a Daredevil game from Sucker Punch. You can't get a Jessica Jones game from Naughty Dog. You know, that's not possible because the Sony rights are not equivalent to the character rights for these games. Spider-Man's the one that kind of falls in that whole loophole, but I would like to see it, of course. Like, are you kidding me? I would love to see a Daredevil game made by Sucker Punch, but I don't think that's legally possible in any way, shape, or form. Which is why you see these third-party companies. That's the whole thing. You got to know the gamer terminology. The pro-gamer terminology is there's the first-party companies and the third-party companies. Insomniac is now a first-party studio working on first-party games because they're owned by Sony. Before, they were a third-party studio working on first-party games, which is why Spider-Man was a first-party game, but they were not a first-party studio. They were still third-party because they were not owned by that publisher. Whereas, you know, same thing with Crystal Dynamics, they're a AAA developer, but they're not first-party because all their games are multi-platform. First-party means it's only literally exclusive to a single platform. Like, Naughty Dog is a first-party studio because whatever game they make, no matter what it is going to be only on PlayStation. And same thing with Insomniac, now that they're making that multiplayer game, whatever it's going to be, whether or not that's Spider-Man 2 or a new IP or whatever, it's still only going to be a PS5 or PS4 exclusive. Marvel G, I also don't think all the Marvel games should be PlayStation exclusive, regardless of how good Insomniac is with Spider-Man. Exactly. Because you do want the other consumers to play your game on other platforms, because that way you can expand it to a broader market. But also, yeah, like, I don't want to let, you know, even though I prefer PlayStation, I don't want to let the Xbox fans feel left out when playing other games, even though they are going to be left out when Spider-Man comes to Avengers, because it's not a multi-platform character, which is kind of sus, Among Us style, sus. Let's see, and after this mission, by the way, Franco and Ghosty and Andrew, if you're here, we'll try and form a party, and you guys, we can talk about PlayStation stuff for how they're going to do this state of play. Which I know we're supposed to talk about state of play, and we keep talking about Marvel stuff, but I know that's what you guys care about, which I understand. But, still, we're a gaming channel. We're gamers at heart. PlayStation, Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch. I'm a fan of all of these, not just one or the other. Let's see. Let's get this, Miles. Let's see. Mr. Appa, if anything, Naughty Dog is probably making a Last of Us remake and then Last of Us 3, even though they are doing something else, even though they think that's going to happen. I see what you mean. Yeah, well, there's already that rumor, you know, based on the show that they're going to make for The Last of Us. I know this is probably the wrong way to do it. The Last of Us is getting an HBO series, right? So, the remake for The Last of Us 1 makes sense, even though, again, I actually did that video a few months ago saying that they should not make a remake for The Last of Us, because it's literally, like, fine as is. Like, why not focus a remake on the first Infamous game? Or Persona 3? Or 4? Or, Bully 1 from Rockstar, because, oh my god, the amount of money I would pay for a Bully sequel or remake is outstandingly large. I would literally do anything to get that. See, Hatem game, I think Marvel Spider-Man 2... is going to release 2022 between PS4 and Miles because 2-year wait. Yeah, again, we've been over that. I think it could happen if they're confident enough in their creative ability, which I'm sure they are because Insomniac is uber talented. But again, if they want to make it a PS5 exclusive, we do know that the shortage issue is still a problem for people to get their hands on the console, and myself. So, if, look at Miles flexing like that, Jesus. If they were to release Spider-Man 2 only on PS5, and the shortage issue is still happening, they may wait until 2023 to release the game. That way they know that more people are able to purchase as big of a game as Spider-Man 2. Because the reason why Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart only released on the PS5 and not both PS4 and PS5, because that's a property
that is well known enough to get people intrigued to buy the console, but it's not like I need a PS5 just to play Rift Apart. I need a PS5 just to play Miles Morales. You don't really. You can play Miles on your PS4, and Ratchet & Clank is a great series, but I don't think it's as big of a popular IP as, of course, Spider-Man, right? So marketing-wise and logistically and financially, you would want the game to reach the most amount of people in order to make the most amount of revenue. That's why Miles was cross-gen, but as we saw, it still sold better on PS5 instead of on PS4, which is very interesting, because even though you can still play it on a modern platform like what I'm doing right now, consumers want to play the best experience possible, so therefore they will actually wait until they can buy the platform needed to play the game on, to buy the game on the platform, right? So, all this back and forth logistics means that if Spider-Man 2 is to be a PS5 exclusive, which I definitely think it should be, I think maybe if they're crazy enough they can release it next year, and that way it would be a good competitor for the DC games too. Both of them, of which Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad are also releasing both in the same year of 2022. But if Spider-Man 2 comes out, say, September 2022, only on PS5, then at that point, will there be enough PS5s in the ecosystem for people to play the game on? I would say no, since there's still a shortage, and they're saying it will last until next year, which sucks. But do what needs to be done for the best gaming experience possible. I've gone on videos myself saying, if you need to make Spider-Man 2 a PS5 exclusive, and I don't have a PS5 by then, that's fine. Still go make it a PS5 exclusive. That way the game will be perfect and running for next gen. Literally only for next gen. It'll utilize all the enhancements and the features that the console has to offer. Therefore, you got a great game. More people will go out of their way to buy the system, to play the game, and you get millions and millions of dollars. Literally, Spider-Man PS4, the base game in 2018, is a billion-dollar property. So, poggers to Insomniac. Like, they're rolling deep in that Scrooge McDuck money. That's literally how it's going right now. Ethan, if State of Play doesn't announce the next 7 to 23 Bully games, it's not worth the hype. Exactly. Bully 2 or bust. Hashtag Bully 2 or bust. Not even needed at all to watch the State of Play. Literally garbage. Makes no sense. PS5 exclusive Jimmy Hopkins skin. Only for the system. And I'm good. And I say skin because there's, if they did make a Bully 2, we don't know if Jimmy would still be the main protagonist, although I think he definitely should be. Dragon Bat Spidey. Insomniac should delay SM2 until PS5s are easier to purchase. So, I don't think delay is the right word. I would just say extend their development time. Because the smart thing is, we all know that they're working on Spider-Man 2. I mean, Brian Horton himself literally said in a PlayStation blog post, hey, Fragile Eagle, Brian the Hell No Man himself, Intihar, yeah, he's going to be the creative director of the sequel. He literally said that pretty much in a PlayStation blog post before Miles came out. So therefore, I don't think delay the game is too appropriate, but instead they would just have more time to work on it without officially announcing it exists. Because even though we all know, we're all smart enough to theorize, yeah, they're working on it, they themselves have not officially announced the game. We all know Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Doc Ock and Electro are going to be in No Way Home, right? But they haven't officially confirmed Tobey or Andrew are going to be in the movie. But we all know as fans, we're smart enough to piece together that, of course, that's going to happen. So, or it's most likely that that's the case, right? So, for the sequel, if they we delayed it. No, because they never officially announced it. We're still working on it in secret. So, haha, it's a loophole. So, which is why they're so smart, by the way, and why I appreciate Square Enix doing this for Guardians of the Galaxy is that they learned from Avengers. Clear as day, because what I hated about Avengers, and I know they couldn't do it, is because they said, Avengers is going to release May 15th, 2020. That's literally what they said. That's literally the entire, status that they have for the game going forward. And they delayed the game before COVID struck and before the developers had to work from home. So they knew And the reason why I say that is because they knew well in advance during the E3 presentation, after we waited for 2 years of information, or like a year, 2 years waiting for information about the Avengers project at the time. Didn't know what it was, didn't know what the game was, didn't know when we were going to see footage. Saying, oh, it's going to release May 15, 2020. They knew before they delayed the game in March, well in advance, that they were not going to be able to reach that date. In my opinion, that's false marketing. I hate stuff like that. It's super scummy. It's super, like, untrustworthy in terms of trying to put your faith in a company. And that's why I'm happy with Guardians, because they say, Guardians is fully going to release on October 26, 2021, because we waited until a point so that way we could actually have the game released in a state that we're confident in, and I fully appreciate them doing that. Because now we know for sure it's most likely close to going gold, and then it's going to release in like 4 months. And we're good. Then we have a new Marvel game to play. And it's single player, and there's no DLC plan, and there's no microtransactions either, which is a huge plus. And I'm down for it. I'm very happy that we're getting kind of back to those traditional single-player AAA superhero game roots. Because that's what people want. And that's what I want. That's what I'm happy on seeing. Woo! Oh, these moves. Oh, styling on everybody. Just styling on everyone in sight. And I'm totally fine with that. Let's see. Go through it, Miles. Are you close enough? No, you're not. Yes, you are. Boom. There you go. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just swinging. But I'm having a blast. Okay. And even though that was a great intro for the suit, we're going to switch it again. Let's see. Chat. This time, so I wore the Pride suit for that mission because hashtag Pride. Everyone in the chat right now, hashtag Pride. But you guys can choose. Not this one, please, though. Or maybe if you want to, why not? But, ugh. I hate this suit. It's just so... I don't know. Lackluster, in my opinion. There's nothing going on with this one. If they had a different suit model, like the cat suit, I'd be down with it, but it's just literally the same classic suit with a jacket and a backpack and shoes and headphones, and it's like, I'm not a fan. But yes. Okay, and actually now, Franco and Ghosty and Andrew, if you're here, we can get into a party. Brooklyn Vision suit, discount homecoming blazer suit. Yes! Exactly, Ethan. That's literally what this is. That's literally what that's exactly what they set out to do. And in a way, that's cool, because it fits Miles' personality and his character in this game. But it's like, it's like the meme, the Virgin versus the Chad. The Virgin Brooklyn Vision suit with the closed backpack, the blue blazer, and the base suit design for the classic suit, and you can just wear the classic suit itself, versus the Chad Bodega cat suit, where it's literally a brand new Miles design, which in my opinion looks excellent. And I wouldn't mind if his base suit looked like this. Scarlet Spider-esque hoodie, which looks incredible. High top shoes, which are different from the low top shoes, and the cat as your sidekick. So literally, like, there's no, like, why would you wear the Brooklyn Vision suit over the cat suit? The answer is you wouldn't, unless you're crazy. Let's see. Mikhail Conley in the chat, baby. What's good? $5 donation. Thank you so much, bro. Everyone go subscribe to Mikhail right now. He's excellent. He's been a huge supporter of the channel for years now, and he's been doing amazing content. I've seen, Mikhail, on your own channel too, and on Twitter, which is excellent. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. That's super kind of you. Yo, Evan, my man, what would you like to see most in the new Spider-Man games and movies, such as Insomniac's sequel or No Way Home? Because that's MCU Spider-Man 3. Josh, boy! Spidey Skater Boy, what's up, good dude? I'm so sorry, by the way, I wasn't able to join the boys in the chat last night. I was planning for this. And now Franco invited me to a party, so now we're going to get serious with this. You should join, too, if you're on right now. Talking PlayStation with the squad. What's up, Franco? How you doing? I'm good. And you guys in the chat, can you hear Franco? For some reason, I think you are able to hear him, but for some reason, it's always that you're able to hear Franco and Andrew, but not Ghosty. And Ghosty, if you're planning on joining, and Josh is going to join too, that's great. Spidey Squad in the chat. I'm always hyped for it. We're trying to fix that. But okay, let's see. I think I saw the winter suit for some people, or I think you mean the sportswear suit, right? I saw what do you call it? The programmable matter suit, the silver one, or do you mean the advanced tech one? Let me go back, actually. What were people saying? Winter suit, 2020 suit, 2020, Spider-Verse. Let's see. Use Spider-Verse. Okay, so it's a tie between 2020 and Spider-Verse. Franco, you're the final vote. What do you want?
Give me. I said the advanced tech soup.
Oh, so he went off the deep end, not even choosing the two. He went completely different. Okay, I see Silver Baby 2020 Spider-Verse. Okay, so right now I think 2020 seems to be winning. I think that's the kind of go-to one I see people say. Yeah, definitely 2020. Okay, cool. So Franco, and also Franco, if you can invite Josh, he says he wants to join too. That'd be great. Thank you in advance. And Andrew, Spidey Outcast, and Ghosty, if you're here, get the boys in. We'd love to see it. You guys know me, I'm always terrible with these streams, so I never am able to set up these things beforehand. That's on me. That's a me problem. But again, I never stream as is. I only do it on rare occasions. But you guys seem to like it. 110 people in the chat. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend off. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream with playing some Miles Morales. We're talking about a PlayStation State of Play that is heavily leaked, /rumored, /teased to be happening sometime in July, early July, specifically July 8th, which would be cool if that ends up happening. That way we could see a reveal for, as you see in the title, 3 big games, one of which is a spin-off /standalone /expanded game like a Miles Morales type thing for Ghost of Tsushima with Ghost of Ikishima, or Ikishima, I never know how to pronounce it, which would be incredibly cool if that happens. I'm trying to find this box. Another one is God of War Ragnarok, which would be huge, of course, for all you people out there who are fans of God of War to see that game be finally showing off some gameplay, because we did see Horizon Forbidden West get gameplay, both on PS4 and PS5, even though, well, it's releasing on both, that we saw the gameplay for the PS5 version, but, you know, we know enough about it. It's also been teased / hinted at that could release this year in 2021 or late, or, you know, most likely it's going to release either in winter 2021 or sometime 2022 for Horizon Forbidden West. And for God of War, which is a cross-gen game just like Horizon Forbidden West, I think a gameplay demo for that is pretty much overdue at this point. Mr. Corey, I don't know anything, Barlog, has pretty much been teasing about the game for weeks now, so I think it's safe to say we're going to get some type of news about it soon. Which, by the way, I think I brought this up in previous streams. I've met Corey, because Brian Intar is incredible, and he introduced me to him. So, Corey's incredible.
Was his beard as luscious as it looks in videos in person?
What's that?
Was his beard, like, because it's so luscious in videos, was
it is super luscious in person, except he is very short. No discredit to short people out there. Short people are kings. But and it's funny because I posted pictures online of me within the Insomniac developers at E3, and everyone's like, Evan, you're super small. I'm like, I totally get that, but I'm actually 5'11". So when you see the photos, Brian Intar is literally like 6'4", like and Corey Barlog is like 5'7", 5'8", I think. So everyone at Insomniac, I don't know what's going on, but apparently if you need to work at Insomniac, you have to fulfill 2 requirements. 1, your name has to be Brian, or 2, you have to be above 6 feet tall. So I don't know what's going on over there, but I do not qualify for those qualifications. Yeah. Yo, Corey is basically my height. Yeah, Ethan, that's incredible. Corey is super cool. He's very passionate about the fans, by the way. He loves people when he sees them talking about God of War. He was very, that was in 2018, right? So that was before God of War won Game of the Year. So he was still, it released, because E3 was in June, it released like 2 months prior to that event. People were still loving the game, and people were saying, it's going to be Game of the Year, wow. But I was still, in the Spider-Man hype zone, so, no, I can't see any game but Spider-Man winning Game of the Year. But then, of course, God of War won. And we were so depressed because 2 Spider-Man votes lost that year. Not Game of the Year and not Best Performance for our boy Yuri. So that's already kind of painful. But shout out to Christopher Judge. I almost said Christopher Gage, but that's the writer for Spider-Man, Christos Gage. Christopher Judge and Corey Barlog for God of War, because they're fantastic. Dragon Bat Spidey, hopefully SM2 also takes place in Queens, Brooklyn, Roosevelt, and Liberty Island. Yes. Which, please, I don't know if you guys are interested in this. Let me know in the comments. And same with you, Josh and Franco, about that rumor that we heard a few months ago that the setting for Spider-Man 2 is not going to be in New York. It's actually going to be in Tokyo. So,
Who the hell
I don't
said that? No,
like that.
I remember seeing that. They're retarded. No way in hell that shit's gonna be in Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
Why?
Although,
That doesn't even
literally,
make sense.
Persona 5 Joker meets Spider-Man, give me that, please. So I'm okay if that happens. Therefore, I will have a reason to have some more Persona 5 merch and Spider-Man merch in my room, because I'm already stocked with the merch.
Like it's a cool idea and everything, but please no. Like I really
Right.
don't want. I'm Japanese and everything.
And I think you guys in the chat, you can hear Josh and Andrew and Ghosty and Franco, all of them, right? We have 4 people in the party, 120 people watching. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a good day, and hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Also, let me know in the chat. I think I asked this earlier, but if any new people are watching, let me know what PlayStation game would you like to see be revealed or showcased or displayed or announced during the State of Play. Because I'm all down for Spider-Man, of course, but if we're being realistic, I don't think it's going to be Spider-Man 2. Instead, I think we're going to see possibly Spider-Man for Avengers finally be showcased if that ends up happening, because Square Enix was very odd with E3. People kind of were let down by their presentation. It's like, where was Final Fantasy 16? Where was this other stuff that was going to happen? Because they have this very interesting deal with PlayStation, and therefore they could show off Final Fantasy 16 during the State of Play with Spider-Man for Avengers during that showcase, which would make more sense because he's a PlayStation exclusive character instead of a multi-platform character like Black Panther. So that's where we stand for Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 may be a bit too early right now. I don't know for sure, but Marvel is always good to get more stuff from them.
Honestly,
so we'll see.
I think Spider-Man 2 is too early for one. And people on Insomniac even kind of confirmed it, that they've been working on stuff, but they haven't been able to actually properly record anything acting wise. So they've been working on the game itself, but
right. BitCloud Gaming in the stream. What's up, bro? Everyone go subscribe to Ryan right now. He's a goat. He's been doing excellent videos on PlayStation, way better than me. So if you guys want to see more PlayStation-centric videos, really diving deep into the matter, go subscribe to BitCloud. He is fantastic. And bro, we definitely are going to collab again at some point once we talk, or once we get more Spider-Man info for sure. Because I know we did collaborations in the past, which was an honor to be on your channel for. So definitely when the time comes, we will return.
Man, what about me, Senpai?
I know, Senpai, bro, please.
I've known you since you were still counting quarters from your YouTube tech.
Literally, Josh and I know Franco and Andrew know this, but in the chat, guys, I went to New York for my 21st birthday in 2019. I almost said 2020, but in 2019.
Josh there too?
And Josh and I met up with his homies, and also, funny enough, YN Section and Randy. You guys have known Randy from the channel. We've done collabs with him in the past. And YN Section, that Spider-Man YouTuber, met them in person in New York, which was insane. And we went to Joe's Pizza for Spider-Man 2.
Oh, dope.
In person, which was incredible. And we bought we looked at the comic shop. I didn't buy anything there, sadly. But yes, Josh was my guide, my heart and soul.
He makes me look like a midget when I stand next to him.
Bro, please, it's just my shoes. Even though I'm 5'11", it's the shoes that give me height.
No,
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
not
that's
talking
so
about
funny.
your Skechers, my G. I'm talking about just your taller than you.
Bro, if I were to walk in with what the wheelies, are those the shoes with the
Wheelies?
wheels in them, with the strap, with the Velcro straps?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Yo, I used to
Yeah, I'm gonna take Evan
freaking
to the
rock
skate
those
park.
guys.
Only the cool kids wear those.
Exactly.
Just be careful. I could be just rolling down your sidewalk, just looking like a straight up G.
Right? Oh, man.
Right.
Marvel G, Evan, what do you think of Capcom making a AAA Marvel game like Devil May Cry? Ooh. That's a good one. I thought you meant Marvel vs. Capcom because that's their main franchise. But yeah, if they were to do, sadly, okay, hypothetically, yes, I would like to see it. But if we're being realistic, we have to think now in the broad spectrum of the current happenings with Square Enix and Marvel with their partnership, because that's the main license that they have. Because before it was Activision. Remember, Activision had the rights to all the Marvel stuff with Deadpool and the Spider-Man movie tie-in games, and the other movie tie-in games
Can I get a
with Thor
Spider-Man
and
2 remake,
Captain
please?
America. I
That's
think
all
those
I
are also from Activision
Yes,
too.
please. I need that remake.
But now we have this Square Enix partnership, so now it's like, okay, what are you going to do with Guardians? What are you going to do with Avengers? What are you going to do with maybe X-Men or maybe Defenders, which I personally would like to see Defenders because Daredevil.
I would not want Square Enix to like handle Defenders. I say give it to a
Give it
different
to
developer.
someone different.
Right.
Honestly,
Spidey
if
Stretch,
I wanna
Michael
get
Boy
Capcom-
in the chat.
my!
Oh,
What's
shit.
up, bro?
Michael's not
Oh,
What's
it's
up,
the sexy
Michael?
boy.
Mr. Smexy himself with
Sexy
those
as
advanced
sexy
suit
boy.
t-shirt posts you've been putting on Twitter. If you're trying to get me a thirst, I am dehydrated.
Jesus Christ.
I'll
Okay.
say that.
Evan,
No, see,
don't make me
Josh, I
call
know
the
for a
horny
fact he's always embarrassed when we do stuff like that. That's a little hashtag pride. But I love if you guys see the chat messages that are in the Spidey Squad Discord server. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
That's all I'll say to that one.
Ooh.
It's-
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on
It's unholy
Andrew,
shit.
I think
It's
maybe a bit
unholy.
better if Andrew is in the dark for those because they get spicy. I'll say that, Andrew. They get very spicy from time to time.
I can imagine they are.
Nah,
That's hilarious.
It's unholy shit. It's all unholy shit.
Mr. Happa, audio is super chaotic. I know, dude. That's just how it is here. But that's what happened. If you think it's chaotic now, just wait until the Spidey Squad do the Among Us stream whenever that happens. That's gonna be
I'm so excited.
intense.
Hey man, if you're trying to do that, like I have it on PC. Also
Well, so the thing is, we're waiting
yeah,
until
I-
it releases on PS4. That way we can all do it properly, and then it'll be easier for us to form a party. Especially for me, since I only stream on PS4.
Oh yeah, I forgot it is gonna be on PS4 soon. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and which I thought was going to
So
be
you
this
down?
month or July, but I guess it just says in 2021. We don't know for sure when, but when that does happen, Josh is the sus one. So that's
Hey, just
Or
because I
Evan.
play as red does not mean I'm sus. Just because I play as red does not mean I'm sus. All right.
keep that in
We
mind.
need the squad band together when we play Among Us. 'cause
We
I
gotta
can already
team
tell it's
up.
gonna be crazy.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make sure that everyone else is.
It's
sus
always either a
beside
free
me.
for all or
Nah,
one for all
I don't
for
think
us.
I don't think so, Josh.
Like, that's gonna be so
And
much fun.
I'll make everyone else seem sus.
Oh man, I'm ready
Then
for
I already
it.
know who to
boy.
then I already know who to blame first.
Ah shit.
This freaking guy won't go down. There we go. All right.
Yeah, well,
Boom.
By
Okay.
the way, is my audio?
Oh, dude, I just checked the settings
Yeah,
called
it's fine.
Swing Camera Motion.
Yeah,
I play
okay,
with throughout,
just
throughout the FOV is way like 2017's E3 swinging. Really? All right, Ethan, let's check this out then. Because I know that the motion blur adds a whole new depth. Although I don't know if you're playing on
I thought you
PS5
said
or
the
PS4,
bullshit
because remember
blur.
I'm on PS4, but I'm sure the setting is still here. So let's see, brightness, contrast, motion blur. Let's see, well, let's contrast. That's just brightness, I think. Yeah, the intensity of contrast. Film grain. I don't know if that's here, or at least I'm looking at the wrong setting. Maybe. What about game settings? Difficulty,
the good thing is
vibration. Oh, camera shake is off. Oh, so I guess it was off this whole time. Let's see on. I don't. Camera shake when he's diving. I know that. Or when he's fighting, I guess. I guess I turned it off maybe because it got a bit
check
too
an access-
hectic.
It's an accessibility.
Right. I got it now. Let's see. Camera shake is on. It was off that whole time before. So, let's see. Camera motion. Air traffic. Combat camera. Camera follows. Swing camera motion. Camera shake off. Yeah. Okay. I see. Adjust the camera roll. Field of vision. So let's do 0. It was at 10 before, and now it's off before. It was off. Let's do on and 0 camera swing motion for that. I'm going to be very interested to see what this looks like. Let's see, Jupiter, when did you get Miles Morales? At launch. I got it at launch for sure.
Here.
Oh, this feels weird. Oh, well, I see the shake is on here now. That's pretty sick. But the
Oh,
the
wow.
flow is, it's throwing me off. But I see the shake now. I guess I turned it off to make it feel a bit smoother. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks kind of different from
By
what
the way,
I'm
I
seeing
just
in the
realized
stream.
someone needs to give me my mod roll back since I'm on the new channel. I
Oh,
gotta
yes.
Get that mod roll back.
I can do it. Oh, the shake! The shake totally reminds me of the E3 demo. For during the what do you call it? The raft demo and the crane demo for 2017 and 2018. Miles, you were like 1 inch away and that flew you back. Come on, calm down.
Hey, stop talking about me like that. Relax, alright?
No.
Relax.
That's hilarious. Oh, this is so
Don't
weird
start
with the
using-
camera swinging
don't
motion
start
off, but
cursing
it's
on
weird
Spanish.
because the camera shake is on that I turned on, but then this is the swing motion's off. So this feels strange, and it's all like stagnant when he's swinging. Oh god.
No, you should try turning off just normal camera shake as well, so it just looks extra just weird.
It's extra intense. Great.
That one just really feels like Spider-Man 2, where the camera just doesn't really shake; it just moves. Like it just.
I don't
moves
know
and
why.
moves.
I don't know if I chose to do that on or off intentionally. I don't know if that was there before or not, but I never really looked
Evan,
through the
there's a
settings.
question for you in the chat.
What was that? Oh wait, let's see here.
There's a question from Leo. He's asking, when Peter comes back to New York, he needs a job, and Miles suggests a teacher. You think Peter will be a science teacher at?
Yes, I
Please,
do.
Please give me
Yes,
that.
I
Please
do.
give
Great
me
question,
that.
Leo. Yes, 100% I do, and I'm super down for that. And the thing I love about this is that I love how engaging the narrative is with this universe of Spider-Man, because it's just classic comic book Peter, in the sense of when he's older in the 616 universe and just how he does things on his own. When he gets, out of his high school phase and becomes an adult, he becomes more mature in the sense of not just as Spider-Man, but also in his career path. So, it makes sense for him. Like, he wanted to be a scientist in the first game and in the PS4 and all that. But then, if you can't be a scientist anymore because of Otto and all that, what can you do? Oh, I know. Literally be a teacher. Oh, well, I don't know if they'll do that for sure because, he's still trying to be a scientist, and he's going to go back to the Daily Bugle because of the Symkaria stuff with Miles. But then, boom. Literally, at the end, at the end of the game, because we're playing in the middle of the game now, but near the end, he's like, oh, yeah, Miles, interesting suggestion. You're a great teacher. Have you ever thought about doing that? Oh, yeah, Haven't thought about it. Yes, maybe? I don't know. I'll think about it. It's like, ooh, they're teasing it hard, baby. Teasing it hard, and I'm down for it. That's literally probably, besides the black suit, the most exciting element that I'm looking forward to for Peter's character in the game.
Yeah, like,
okay, I'm going to switch out this camera motion. This is giving me a little bit of vertigo. Let me
The
see.
one thing
Go
I
back
hope
to the
they
game.
don't make Peter B is a billionaire, because if they do, oh gosh, I don't know
Yes.
how I'm gonna feel about that.
Oh, boy.
Don't do that,
No.
Insomniac. Don't
Please
do
don't.
that.
God, I know I saw someone, not in the chat, but just like on Twitter like months ago, say, wouldn't it be cool if they did Parker Industries? And like, how about no? Don't do that.
No,
Like,
please.
I can't stress enough how much I would hate that. Because it's
Very.
like, and the scary thing is though, is that
We're
could
kind of
actually
already
happen.
going in that direction.
Because
We're
Otto's
going in
lab
that
got shut
direction.
down, and then Peter could come in and revitalize it if he wanted to for his own
Oh
thing.
boy.
So it's like, I understand
they've
that, but it's like, no, do not do that.
No,
No,
don't
that's-
do it.
No, that's why I'm like, they're leaning heavily on the Dan Slott era shit. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm happy to like, because for me, I look at Miles as like a soft reboot because there's so many things that kind of tweaked, especially with Peter's character. They kind of fix a lot of the issues that some people have with his character, that he was more like Dan Slott's Spider-Man. And it seems they're going back more towards like the JMS one, which was like the run right before his. And I'm
Right.
like, that's the good modern
Yeah.
Spider-Man stuff. Even though it's kind
Yeah,
of
better
weird
than
at the point,
Dan
it's like
Slott.
early 2000s, but
Oh no problem, Ethan. Thank you for telling me about the setting. It was very reminiscent of the E3 2017-2018 demo. But I'm like, I think I've just been playing. I'll probably mess around with it after the stream. But right now it's like, I need the swing motion for this because it just feels normal. Oh god. Oof.
Yes, Jack, I agree with you in the chat. He's basically like Bruce Wayne.
Yes, exactly, and that's kind of the problem. Is like
honestly, I'd argue he's more like Iron Man.
that was the same issue with Miles. When he
yeah.
first was made from
Argument.
Brian Michael Bendis. Is like, well, he's too much like Peter. It's good to take elements of him because that's
all
why
I
we
will
love
say, like,
Spider-Man
see,
in the
like,
first
what I
place.
will
Is
say
because
with
Peter's
Miles,
character
though,
is so
Yeah.
relatable. But then when he's just like a copy of him, it's like, well, that doesn't really do a lot to
like-
differentiate Miles from Peter. Like that's why I really love Terry McGinnis, Batman, because he's so different from Bruce Wayne in so many ways. That you just see him as his own thing. Even though he is Batman, he's his own Batman. So it's like the same thing with
If
Miles.
there's one thing I will say as a rebuttal to like, not as a rebuttal, but like something like the reason why
Counterpoint.
I don't feel it too hard for that is like, with Miles being a lot like Peter, you have to also consider that at the time it's 2011 and Bendis had been writing for Peter Parker since 1999. That's like over like that's like 12 years of writing just the same character. So when they introduce a new version, and he's also a kid, and he kind of has similar circumstances as Peter. It's like that's why also like even though like his I always look like his supporting cast in the world around him is a lot different from Peter, and like obviously the more he wrote him, the more he kind of made him his own. But it just took a while, and by the point you got there, Bendis stopped caring, and then that's why we have a new writer. And I'm like, well, here we are.
There we go. Exactly. And it's cool to have new variations and things that feel unique and different. But if they're too much of the same, then it's not really doing a lot to change the standard formula. Which is why a lot of people love Spider-Verse, because it's like, wow, that's literally like how Miles should have been from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like if they were to like.
Oh, that's a big shake.
If we kind of want, they can have Peter Parker just get back and basically like continue to wait from Outer Octavius. But by having him basically reopen the lab from Outer Octavius, I feel like that would be like a step back from his character. Like.
Right, it's back to the roots of Peter and Miles in a way that feels fresh and respectable about the source material, while also like willing to take chances, which is why so many people like this game, because it's doing exactly that. It's like, well, this is Miles' character from the first game, but now he's becoming his own person, and since we're in his shoes, we get to experience the narrative from a whole nother perspective that enhances what they started with, but expands it in a natural way that feels like that's what would really happen naturally, and fluidly with the character in a way that connects to Peter's story as Spider-Man, Miles in his own way, and him becoming Spider-Man independent from Peter, who's already been that for 8+ years in the way.
I feel like that should be just like a backwards, step back from his character. Like, because for me personally, what made the first game so great is that was Peter Parker, stepping in and trying to continue with his life. Because also, obviously he lost, his mentor to student, relationship with Otto, because he basically replaced him by using arms that he himself had built. And so it made for like a really personal and a really emotional, connection from Otto and Peter. And so it would feel really weird if he didn't continue Otto's work and reopen his lab without any motivation or reason. Like, it's like, because it would be like, what's even the point of the, of the first game? Because the whole point of the first game was, Peter basically took from his life, not his life, but from like basically accepting, that he lost Octavius, he lost Aunt May, he has Miles Morales to teach it, he can teach with, and it makes more sense if his character, he became a scientific teacher, and like, who knows, maybe he might be working with Chris Connors in the sequel, because we saw Chris Connors at the end of Miles Morales, so
right.
I don't know, like, we might see Chris Connors and Peter Parker working together.
Meki XSS11 asks, have you seen Miles as Captain America? Yes, looks excellent. The comic cover, he means, if you guys don't know. Yes, looks gorgeous.
Man, I was like, yo, that's my flag on his chest, bro. That's my peoples right there.
That's my people.
But I'm saying, didn't Angry Joe use Captain Puerto Rico?
The culture.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's Captain Puerto Rico right there. I'm like, yo, he got the flag on his chest. I'm like, just get rid of that shield. Just get rid of the shield. That's it right there.
Give him a. What would he have as a comparison?
Give him a gyro. Give him a gyro for a weapon.
A gyro.
No, just give him a plate of rice and beans.
Oh my god.
Sort of like Joker, like how he uses the pie and like throws in people's faces. He just has a plate of rice and beans, and he just throws in people's faces.
Right. Oh wait, that's right. I have to go invisible first, and then.
Or just use the gyro as like a melee weapon.
That's a suit power for the next game.
If there's one thing because like to go off of what Ghosty was saying, I was saying it feels like a step back for the character. Like, it would be weird for him to kind of open up like Otto's lab and like just continue his work. That's personally like how I feel like it would just be weird if he did. That's kind of why like at the end of the first game, I always find it odd because like especially because like even though it's a new universe, Peter Parker for the most part pretty much like how he's always been. So I just find it weird how like not only does he keep the suit once he finds out what Otto's up to, but then like like he doubles down and keeps it after he beats him. Like to me like true Peter Parker, like he would have like once he found out like he probably wouldn't have gotten rid of it right away because it still offers protection and whatnot. But he definitely wouldn't have gone to make the antioxidant. He would have just like I'm gonna end this right now and I'm gonna beat your ass in the suit that you made me.
And we saw that in, if you guys hopefully you're able to hear Josh in the chat with the mic, which I think you are, which we saw in the alpha footage or the developer footage from GDC 2019, I think, that they showed that with Peter fighting Otto advanced suit. I literally have that poster from Chun Lo, who did that limited run of the advanced suit, half and half advanced suit, anti-ox suit, Amazing Spider-Man reminiscent poster for Spider-Man PS4. That's literally the first poster you see when you enter my spider cave of a room. And it's amazing. But I love and what I see it is the narrative reasoning is, well, he tries to wear that as a reminder of the best elements of what he saw with Otto when he worked for him and how he saw him previously. And then the anti-ox suit was more of like kind of like the Endgame style, like Marvel formula, like we gotta get a new suit to kind of market, but also it kind of looks cool for the story where, oh, he uses the tech of the tentacles to enhance his defense and use that suit power, which I personally never needed to use for that fight with the restocking, just to spam the gadgets, the resupply, I mean.
And also it's like, another reason why, like, I guess I also don't, like, really buy the whole thing with the anti-ox suit being strong. I'm like, how much stronger is it? It gets torn to shit, like,
because he's using the same material in his tentacles to fight that, it's like fight fire with fire, but it's like at the same time, and he also has like electricity coming out of the tentacles too. But yeah, it's like I need to see more. I wanted to see more about like, maybe like you could have fought him first in the advanced suit and then fight him in the anti-ox suit. Like, oh, I got my ass kicked by Otto, now I can face him again, and then I can fight him. But then that might be a bit too Spider-Man 2-esque for the movie. Like, oh, he just has one final confrontation instead of two separate fights. Because he only fights him once in Spider-Man 2, the movie, right? Fights him on the train, then fights him at the end with the
No, in the bank.
He fights him.
Oh yeah, the bank.
Fights him in the bank.
God,
yeah.
3 times. That's
Bank,
right.
Train, and then at the end.
3 times.
Bank, train, sun, reactor, fusion reactor. So God, okay, never mind. So yeah, so 1 time in the game and 3 times in the movie. So that is a bit intense.
Spider-Man 1 is still better than Spider-Man 2. Don't at me.
Yes.
Nope, I don't at you at all, bro. I love it too.
I love it as well, and then, to be honest with you, I kind of prefer the first one over the second, just because of nostalgia.
No, I always go back.
I just think it's better overall.
Yeah, no, agree. But like, also, I always go back and forth between the 2002 suit and the 2004 suit. Which one's better? I think the 2002 is better.
2002?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, dude. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the suit
Spider-Man 1
in the first movie is slightly designed different from the other 2 that are used in 2 and 3 because the back logo is bigger, which is better, and the eyes are a bit sleeker, I would say. I don't know how to describe it.
The eyes are slightly...
The logos themselves are also different as well.
Yeah, that's the one thing I actually don't like about the first one is the front logo because it's too small.
What?
And I hate small logos.
Man, you kidding?
I know. The back logo is incredible. The front one, it's like microscopic in some shots. It's like I can't stand that.
You know why? Because
smaller is better? No.
No. Hey, you can
sorry.
tell when you just look at the trilogy as a whole. Because like Raimi, he was trying to do like a progression of the suit, sort of like the comics where it starts off like Ditko, then it moves like from me to C.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah. The first movie is supposed to be like a live action Ditko, but obviously
we'll do
stylized. And that's another reason why I like that suit so much.
No, me too.
Me too, man.
Because like my top 5 favorite Spider-Man movies are like, okay, so like number 5 would be Amazing Spider-Man 1 because actually I prefer the first Amazing Spider-Man over the second movie. Don't ask me.
Oh God, right.
Oh gosh.
And I don't have to hear freaking Kirsten Dunst's MJ whine every 15 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, Gwen
I love
Stacy.
how this just turned into a
First
Spider-Man
movie.
stream because it always does, even though we're trying to do game stuff. But no matter what, and I'm fine with that. It's like that's what the people want, and I appreciate that.
They want the memes.
They do want memes.
They want the memes.
Man,
The baby.
I want the No Way Home trailer. That's what I want. God damn it.
Me too.
Yes.
They haven't freaking released it yet. Like, why is it taking so freaking long?
For
Like,
them to do.
Like, we have...
There's stinky boys and girls over at Sony and Marvel right now. They're being stinky
Oh
people.
boy.
Like, I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, I love the meme. It's like what's taking so long is that people like, does No Way Home even exist? Because there's no trailers. It's like, well, I
it
guess.
definitely
Which, by
exists.
the
It
way,
definitely exists.
chat, if you guys are not on Twitter, you haven't seen any news. I just love it how the Raimi cast essentially pretty much just is ruining or just pretty much letting us know in advance everything about No Way Home. Like, hey,
I know
Alfred
what you're
Molina
talking
went
about.
out of his way to like say everything about his role in the movie, and it's literally the
Yeah,
same
he's
version
taking a
from
break from
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
2, the movie, in this new movie. And then Tobey Maguire the other day apparently met a fan
Oh, yeah, I saw
who
that.
asked him on in person, like,
Oh,
hey, are you going to be in No Way
yesterday.
Home? And apparently what he says that he responded with a wink and a smile. It's like, okay, so...
No, now it's two people. Now it's two people that have said it because Andrew and Toby are both.
So
in
now there's
Spidey in
double
New York, and apparently
confirmation?
Tom's heading over.
Oh, boy.
No, because pretty much what happened was Toby and Andrew are both been spotted in New York, and Tom Holland's dad, who has a Patreon, he said on his Patreon that Tom is
Tom-
flying back to the
OnlyFans, you
States.
say?
No, stop it. No, stop that shit. Stop it. No, his dad has a
Now, hold on.
Patreon.
What's the username again? Tom Holland? No, I'm kidding. John Watts. JohnHotz.net. Got it.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! Stop!
Which you guys know me. Not gonna spend a single dime towards that. Let's see, Ethan. Let's see, I missed Ethan's comment. And I'm so sorry. Ethan states, which I missed. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. If this guy's gonna run me over.
As I was saying, like, so my fourth movie would be Spider-Man 3.
Ethan says, if a state of play doesn't reveal Among Us skin for Miles, we riot. Yes. Yes, Ethan. And also, Ethan agrees that the Spider-Man suit logos for the first suit are better. Yep.
Then
That's right.
That is correct, man.
Spider-Man 1 is beast.
And like,
It's a
okay, so,
masterpiece.
Oh boy. Let's see, fellas. All right, we might stream a couple more, or like a few, 10, 20-ish, maybe half an hour more minutes. I don't know, but I don't want to try and make it 2
I
hours
wanna
long
go
because
another
those are always
hour.
super long streams. But for those of you out there, again, like even Josh now, let's get back on topic if we can for Franco and Andrew and I think Ghosty too. Any thoughts or theories or wants or desires that you would like to see for the state of play? Which I'm sure they're going to do one.
Can we get a PlayStation exclusive horror game that's actually worthwhile and not just
Ooh.
BS? I want
Well, is that what
Yeah.
that rumor that's going on now that abandoned
Silent
game
Hill? Yeah.
Is that gonna be-
That game?
a horror or is that
Apparently
that's not
apparently-
what they're saying? Oh, this is Silent Hills from Kojima.
Yeah.
That's not happening, right? Because it's confirmed it's another person.
No one. See, that's the thing. They say it's not, but like, there's a lot of stuff that's like lining up, and they're just being really weird with it. So no one knows. I personally, I'm in the middle on it. It could be the wildest like marketing stunt ever pulled in gaming history, or it could just be it's not Silent Hills. I don't know. I'll wait and see. And also, what makes it really weird is how they're the only PlayStation exclusive to have a reveal through a fucking app, their own app to reveal it. That's also why a lot of people are like,
That's
"Huh,
strange. That is, I did hear about that with the app that they're trying to make it
Yeah,
more
the app
like
got delayed to August. Like the
special
app,
in a sense
like,
that they're
reveal.
trying to make it stand out more from the standard releases or announcements. That is
Yeah.
a bit odd.
That's really
I'd be down for it if it's a horror game or another Kojima game, but he's already got that Death Stranding money going for the director's cut on PS5.
Yeah. No, like it's they pretty much said like it's supposed to be like a horror game of some kind, but like the way how they're talking is like really like there was like like they were like people were like looking to like who's working there, and they said they had one tweet saying like it said abandoned equals it starts with H, ends with L. They had one like that. They had another one where it's like talking like something about HK, like representing like Hideo Kojima, and also the main guy who's like working over at that studio for Abandoned. His name when you translate it from English, yeah, Blue
is
Box,
it Hassan or something?
Yeah, but when you translate it from English to Japanese, it's literally Hideo.
Hideo, right? So that's a bit kind of coincidental or ironic.
Yeah, there's like weird things that are just like, and also like another weird thing is like when they started, like when they opened up Blue Box, it literally was they literally opened it up and announced everything like literally in exactly 1 year to when PT came out, like to the day.
Interesting.
That's like there's weird stuff about it, but also I'm still like in the middle. Like it could be nothing. It could be the craziest marketing thing of all time. Or like as soon as they canceled it,
super
like,
coincidental,
Konami
or just like
yeah,
right.
it could either be like Konami realized they fucked up and did it in secret and like revived it, or it could just be nothing and it's just a game called Abandoned. I don't know.
Guess we'll wait and see.
Muy interesante.
Well, I mean,
for me, I'm like I know Evan, you want Bully 2. Like we really want. We need Jimmy Hopkins to return.
I want Bully 2 as well.
Jimmy Hopkins lives on. He never dies. That's one of his biggest traits.
Can we just finally see GTA 6? Because I'm tired of them porting GTA 5.
They literally have been milking GTA 5 ever since it came out in 2013 with the multiplayer.
I'm just also tired of hearing people talk about like GTA 6, so just reveal it already, please. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just done with GTA at this point. Like, just announce it and just shut up, please.
And then my other thing is, I want to see, because I also saw that, like, Sly Cooper's getting a Funko Pop, and for those of you in chat who have a PS5 and played Ratchet and Clank, you know that there's a couple familiar faces, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Which I hope, like those teases, like, if you know what I'm talking about, kind of point towards a new Sly Cooper game.
I would need that. New Sly, new Jack and Daxter even. I mean, like, even more, just more of the classic Sony franchise stuff, like what they just did with Ratchet and Clank, which looks great on PS5. I know Franco can probably confirm that for sure. Is it your game of the year? I think, Franco, you did tell me that was your current pick for game of the year.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, yeah.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
Yeah, well,
if only I had a PS5.
I know the pain, Andrew. I feel you.
It's okay.
Torture.
You'll only get one eventually. It'll take some time though.
Yeah, I still need a PS5, me too, because I'm broke. So,
pain.
So, yeah,
it's too real.
I mean, and also another thing is that the only game that Rockstar has made after GTA 5 was Red Dead Redemption 2, and then that's it. That's all they released after that. Like, the only game that they have after GTA 4 was Red Dead 2, and the online, which no one plays anymore because apparently it was bad.
Yeah, because the online was garbage.
Yeah,
I never even played it.
Honestly, the game itself is good, but the online is just BS.
Horrendous.
It's like,
For which game?
there.
GTA.
Red Dead 2.
Oh,
Oh no, Red Dead. Never mind.
I played the multiplayer for a bit, and it kind of did. Yeah, it seemed like it needed a bit more work. But GTA 5's multiplayer is always like chaos.
It's toxic. I can't.
Yes.
I can't stand it. I really can't. And also, like, GTA 5 is just so boring at this point. It's like why are people so
Why even make it? Like,
but even then, you notice that they kind of bank on their old, or I guess most financially profitable franchises. Like, we got Red Dead 2, we got GTA 6. Like, can you not go like revive Bully or even do a new IP? Probably too much to do a new IP, but like it's always either GTA or Red Dead. I've noticed.
If they got their head out of their ass, it wouldn't be too much to do a new IP.
I don't know. I love Rockstar, but it's like sometimes like, come on, guys, we can do other stuff.
I want them to do a new IP if we don't get a Bully too. Just do a new IP, because just something to change things, and please change up your gameplay format for the love of God.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me,
please.
I would love that.
Like, I wanna.
All right, chat. Any suit? I just chose the Great Responsibility suit just for fun. But any choice you guys have in mind? We did 2020. We did classic. We did hashtag Pride. Anything else?
Into the Spider-Verse.
No. Keep Great Responsibility. That's the best one. No.
Bro,
No,
finally someone who likes this suit. I've talked to like
Dude,
Khaled.
who the
If you
hell
guys know
like that
Khaled
suit?
from Twitter, he's incredible. I think he likes this suit, but I'm like the only one who I love.
Wait, who
this
doesn't like
costume.
it?
Like,
What
it's
do you
so
mean
good.
that's
I
like
love the
Tony's art
mask
brought to life?
specifically. And that's like
wish Miles
the
Morales were like
perfect.
that.
Well, first off, it's literally like ripped straight from the comics with how he gets
Exactly.
that first kind of home Halloween costume type suit with the shoulder pads and the knee pads. But also the logo is like, not only is that ripped straight from the comic in that design, but it's like that's classic Ultimate Comics Spider-Man stylistic logo choice. And that's like my idea. If you got a smaller Spider-Man symbol, then that's what I would like to see from it. Not too small like Homecoming, but not massive like the PS4 design. But like if you have to make it small, then make it like medium small, like that. Like that's kind of like my perfect one. All right, yeah, it's about time. I've seen people say it into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, we're overdue at this point. With the frames. We'll do it with the frames. Let's see. Is this the one over here? We'll do both. We'll do the Bam Wow Pam, Bam Wow Pam, Bam Pow Wham, and the tricks. Let's see. This is. I need that one. Wait, this is a tough one. We'll do Stronger Webs or the Stun. I'll get rid of the webs, I guess. I can take them out. Vibe the verse, baby. Okay, and now. Let me change the settings too for the best swinging optimization, because I can't. Ethan Laverne, hey Evan, since Miles got his suit from Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon in his game, that's right. What would you think if they add the Spectacular Spider-Man, the sequel? Ooh. I mean, so here's the thing.
I need Tenas.
They kind of. Oh yeah.
That's
See,
what I
Franco
want.
knows what's going on. That's the right answer for that one. Tenas.
I
So
need
I would say that,
Like,
but I
if
mean,
we're
we
not-
already got the Raimi suit, and that's pretty much what that is. However, well, to clarify, the Tenas suit is the 2002 Raimi suit
with
in
Ultimate
animated
Spider-Man.
form, whereas the
Basically,
Raimi
yeah.
suit in the game itself is the 2004 suit onward. But the Spectacular suit, they tried to do it in Spider-Man PS4 with the Mangaverse suit. That's pretty much as close as we'll get to that, because the head shape is all strange, and the art design is animated looking.
I don't think it would work because they would have to make him tall, and Spectacular Peter isn't tall, so it would
Right.
just
He's,
look
like,
weird.
short.
Even if they got the body shape right, it would just look weird how he's so tall. It's like, ugh.
And I feel like it would
Fucking
kind
so
of mess
tall.
up in the cutscenes
Yeah.
as well, since he's
Yeah, it
very.
probably wouldn't mess up in
I've never
cutscenes, it just
worn
would
the
look weird.
Mangaverse suit during cutscenes, so I'm not sure how that
I
looks.
love the Mangaverse suit. The Mangaverse suit is so good.
I've only used it
I always
once
wear
or
the,
twice, and
you
that's
guys
it.
know me, the advanced suit. I never take it off. Like I would sleep in that thing probably if it was real, but
Man,
maybe not that far.
suit is the
But
best suit in the
or
game
maybe,
so far, bro. Next
I mean,
up-
literally every
next
time you guys see my face reactions
That
in my
suits
videos,
perfection.
when I do like the face cam recordings, you always see all that artwork behind me. Literally, besides the Spider-Man 2 poster, which is for my dad, everything else is just based from the advanced suit from the game. Even the Funko Pops, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get the other alternate suits from the game. So I have like the Bombastic Bagman, I have Future Foundation, I
They
have
ruined that
Scarlet
suit.
Spider Kane, I have another one. I have the Josh's favorite, the actual Ditko suit, the Funko
Shut
Pop
up.
for that one.
Man, I wish they
But
put
no,
that suit in the game. I wish
you
they
know,
put
like
that in the
no,
game.
and I also have the Tom Holland movie suits because in my head I'm like, well, that's canon for the game instead of the movies because I'm not too big of a fan of the movies. But yes, it's intense. But it's always you see in the background of my videos when you see my face, the advanced suit, my artwork. So that's my favorite.
Ooh, there's a Tenas question in the chat for you, Evan,
Ooh.
from Michael Courtney. It says, hey, Evan, imagine if Iron Man Armored Adventures crossed over with Spider-Man
Oh
Tenas.
my god.
I would love
actually
that.
be awesome. That would be
That'd
awesome.
be dope.
That actually
Well,
that
fun
would
fact,
work.
and I think if you
Friends did
watch
all
my
those
review for the Armored Adventures show, you would know this, is that, fun fact, Spider-Man exists in that universe, because there's literally a thug who says during like he's in an alleyway and he's about to get cornered by who he thinks is like some other hero, because there's we even see like the Avengers in the show, like Hope pops up, there's a tease to Captain America, there's Doctor Doom, I think, and MODOK. But then in the show, like in one of the series episodes, he's like, who's that? Spider-Man? Then he gets cut off by Hawkeye and Black Widow. So it's like, ooh, so he's literally like teasing the existence of Peter, who is in college in Tanas, and Tony's a teenager in the show, which is such a cool decision that they did for that. So the theory, the headcanon that some people have is that they're connected, and Peter is going to help Tony train as Iron Man, where he's Spider-Man in that show.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
That would have been
Boom.
so freaking dope.
The MCU we wanted, or that we deserved. That would have made more sense, I guess. But yeah, that's at least some people's headcanon, which is a great
At least
decision.
we're getting Toby in the MCU, right?
Well, wait, are you? I don't know. So, I gotta get everyone's gauges too. Even in the chat, let me know. And I know this just turned to a full-blown Spider-Man stream, but why not? Are you guys, with everything we know by now, which is not rumored or teased, it's actually been leaked with all the stuff that's surrounding No Way Home and Doc Ock and all this stuff, are you excited for No Way Home or not? In the chat, and Josh and Franco and Andrew.
I was hyped. I was hyped before, like the Spider-Verse stuff came. Like, and you can ask Franco because like he knows like how I felt about it. I was actually the opposite with this. I was like, I don't want this. Why? Can we just focus on Peter? Like he loses. I didn't like the more stuff came out, and like when I heard like how they were trying to approach it, and then once it was officially confirmed by like that Sony YouTube channel leak, like I was like, you know what? I'll just take what I can get and look on the bright side. My childhood coming back, and like. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take what I can get, and like from what's been said, although there's some things about like plot leaks that I don't necessarily think is legit or just sounds dumb. It's kind of counterintuitive from like what was progressed in the last movie. Overall, I'm really excited.
I guess
right. This movie does not exist. Correct. Yeah, like literally that's because think about it like this: Guardians of the Galaxy, the game, comes out in 4 months. And it's already been shown a trailer, a demo, and a developer interview. And then we're going to Game Informer coverage. Well, the Game Informer's already out, but we might be getting more coverage in the next coming weeks or so. Apparently, No Way Home releases this December, and it's June right now. It's going to be July in like a few days, and still like not a peep. And it's like at one point, like, okay, sure, I get it, because you got to wait for Black Widow to come out and Loki to finish.
Honestly,
but also, like, why? When we really know everything about the movie so far through leaks and Alfred Molina coming out of his way and saying, yeah, I'm in this movie as Sam Raimi Doc Ock. Like, okay, well, that's, like, intense.
It's because
like, that'd be Yuri Lowenthal as an example to get you guys to know how insane that is for the Spider-Man PS4 side of things. That'd be like if Yuri Lowenthal came out of his way 2 years. That'd be like if Yuri Lowenthal came out during the 2016 reveal trailer. Or I guess that's a bit too far. Let's say the 2017 demo at E3. He comes out, he says, hey guys, Doc Ock's the final boss in this game. I'm Peter, and I'm going to also train Miles in his own spin-off game. Like, what the actual... Huh? Like, what? Hello. I also totally botched this mission. I completely forgot it was a stealth challenge. So yeah, that's like everything we know. Like, okay, we know Toby's most likely coming back. Andrew's most likely coming back. Doc Ock's in the movie confirmed. Electro's in the movie confirmed. Tom is going to have, hit through puberty in the movie confirmed, I'm assuming. No, I don't know. Like, it's like literally, like, what else could you possibly show at this point that we don't already know?
Well, we haven't seen Jamie Foxx's Electro, and that was like one of the first things confirmed.
But didn't he get evaporated at TASM?
And we don't know even now, it's still unknown if he is the TASM Electro or if it's his own
No, from understanding, it's technically, they're like, from the leaks, pretty much like, and I know like some people, they might feel a little iffy on it, but like pretty much like, like how in Loki they've explained like the divergent like timelines, like the variants and shit like that. Well, with the Toby and with the Andrew, it's slightly variant timelines where it's like pretty much everything turns out the same, just things are slightly different. And
if that's how they explain it, though, I'm gonna be pissed because then they're just trying to make MCU main canon, where it's like, oh, well,
Well,
Doc Ock is another version
of
of him in this universe, but that's the main version, because then the other one's a variant of Tom, like Toby's Spidey is a variant of Tom. Like, what? Like, okay.
No, not that. No, it's not that. No, what I'm saying is like, just like how like they explained it, like there's variant Tom, like.
Oh god, I'm doing bad at this.
Raimi and Toby with the Raimi and Andrew universe is like variants of their respective timelines. That's why things turn out slightly differently, and that's how Jamie Foxx is gonna look different. Although, if I'm being honest, though, like if the leaks are to be believed about what his Electro looks like, I don't like it.
If it's gonna be.
No, pretty much like what they're saying is like he's just gonna be normal, but he's gonna have like a green and yellow. Like electrical like safety jacket, and I'm like, why?
Huh? What do you gain from this? Yeah.
No, you could have even kept the suit he had from Tasman 2. Just don't make him blue. Just do Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
They tried to do Ultimate Spider-Man, but then they took 2 parts of Ultimate Electro and put them together. I'm like, that's not how that works.
That's what they tried to do. Well, that's what they did. Actually, with the PS4 version, sort of, like they made him like baseline, like 616 Electro, and then they did. He wants to become Ultimate Electro. That's his goal.
Yeah, like honestly, I'd like unless like they do a safety jacket like how they did it in Spider-Man PS4, where it's a safety jacket, but it has like they do it like that, then fine, because I like that look. I like that look for Electro.
Mm-hmm.
They do that, but I'm also over here like. I don't even give a shit. You can give him the corny yellow and green. I don't give a shit at this point, man.
Damn.
I don't even care. I
just hope the suit's good.
I'm not doing good at
the
this.
leaks are to be believed. I don't think it is, but
I'm hoping so. If they do,
it's very interesting how they're going to go about handling it. But yeah, I don't know. I need to see a trailer. I'm already gone on record thousands of times saying I hate Far From Home with my heart and soul. But
he hates it with a passion.
With a passion, correct. So I need to see how this one will turn out. I know just because Toby or Andrew in it does not mean I will love the film immediately. I just need to have Tom's narrative be elaborated upon in a way that makes sense for his character and does justice to his Spider-Man, because that's what I want to see.
So one of the rumors that I've been hearing from No Way Home is that they're apparently gonna include the Sinister.
Bro.
That's the thing. Although, like, I don't.
If they go with that route, then
what they have for the Sinister Six, so I don't fully buy that.
Yeah, because like if they,
what are you doing?
Like if they go with that route, then honestly, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it. And in all honesty, if they do go with the multiverse Sinister Six, then that honestly, in a way, just kind of makes me feel bad for Tom, because then we're not getting like his own version of like Goblin or whatever. If it's gonna be literally the ones we've got from
I'm fine with. Goblin, Electro, and Otto, I'm fine with. What I have a really hard time believing is like that Sandman, Lizard, and Rhino. I'm like, that's bullshit. I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, are you guys kidding me?
No,
this is where it starts to sound fan fiction. I mean, it already sounds fan fiction knowing that Alfred, Mr. Butterfingers Molina, is in the movie himself as Otto. But it's like, really, you're gonna bring in like Willem Dafoe? Like the current leak or rumor that I'm hearing right now is that Willem is going to lead the Sinister Six into the MCU world and their own different versions of the characters in the past movies. And that, what the frick, this guy just turned around for no reason. And then he is going to lead them into the MCU world, fight on the Statue of Liberty, and try and rein in several different other people with this Stark arc reactor to crumble the multiverse or some garbage. Like, why would that happen? Also, well, Dave, Evan is Raimi Shill. Incorrect. I've already said numerous times. Toby is not my favorite Spider-Man. Yuri is, or the Insomniac version is. So, no. Incorrect.
What? I mean, who's your favorite live action one though? Like, that's
the thing though. Like, yeah, of course, Toby is my personal favorite live action version, but I'm not gonna be like hyped as all hell when I see him in No Way Home, because I don't care at this point, because it feels like fan service. Because I just want a genuine story with Tom's character and his narrative, instead of elaborating more upon the multiverse fan side. Like, oh, Andrew's back, aren't you hyped? Like, oh, Toby's back, aren't you hyped? Like, no, because that takes away from Tom, and that's I don't want that. Like, that's why I like Civil War so much, because that was a cool way to introduce his character and do unique things with him that was different from the past films. And he didn't need to rely on Toby or Andrew to come in and save the day. It's just his own thing. So I need to see more.
I don't think they're going to be in the movie that much.
But
I think they're probably going to be in, like, for maybe like when you really, it sounds like not a lot when you think about it. Like, but I think they're gonna each be in for like 20 minutes each, and it doesn't sound. But when you think about it, if you spread that footage out throughout the movie, it can feel like a lot.
Yeah.
But also, like something that I heard as well.
What the?
Like,
how did it fail?
Like,
oh my god!
One, like in the trilogy,
that was close.
I'm like, oh, that's nice. Finally, we're getting more mature and shit. I'd like that.
I want that as well instead of some Disney Channel. What the heck, John Watts?
Man, I don't know. Well, didn't he go on record saying, John Watts, Mr. Hotz himself, that he saw Spider-Man from like a coloring book, and that's how he got invested in the character, which is fine. But then he kind of like, I don't know, like he said he was more of an X-Men fan and some other stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he got his premise of Far From Home, like, oh, let's do Far From Home like this, by seeing a fan in London in a Spider-Man suit and say, that's what our next movie is. Like, I don't know if that's really how you should go about these films, John. Like, there should be more thought put into that instead of just, oh, Spider-Man in London, go burr. Like, no, don't do that.
What I will also say, too, though, like, sometimes that's how movies are when they're made just by spontaneous thought.
But not in such an odd, like, you know, like, what if? Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like there should be a little bit more thought put into it. What's up, Grungus Jarvis? How's it going? Ethan Laveranes. Andrew has gone on record saying that him returning to the role of Spider-Man was something he never thought would be possible. Yeah, so... And he already... But he, you know, he went on record on that interview, like, it's like I'm playing werewolf or something. Like, I'm not... I keep trying to convince people I'm not it, but they keep thinking I'm it. And it's like, yeah, like... He says that for the sake of saying it, because he's an actor and he has to be quiet about stuff like that. But
because NDA.
Okay, I keep failing this thing. You know what? I want to rage. I don't want to rage quit, but I want to try and beat this. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. It is NDA, so it's like he can't say it even if he was. Although I feel bad because he's literally in like 2 to 3 other movies currently that he's promoting and working on right now. It's like you can't ask him literally about any other thing, and it's like, but Spider-Man though, Andrew, right? It's like, okay, I think he might be a bit exhausted at that point.
It's like with Ben Affleck as Batman. That's why he left the role.
Exactly.
He couldn't do anything.
But Robert Pattinson, though, right, Ben? It's like, dude, no, just ask me about whatever I'm working on. So as an actor, I would find that a bit irritating. But if he's genuinely, on the flip side, though, is the thing, if he's genuinely coming back as Peter, he gets another shot of being Spider-Man, and he loves that character to death, we already know how he feels about it, that's great.
It wasn't even his fault in the TASM movies, because even with what he was given, he was still good. It's just like, Sony was like, you know what? Let's take what you want to do and let's ruin that completely because we don't give a shit.
Yeah, completely fuck it up.
Dang, Andrew, burn.
But hey, I'm just telling the honest truth, whether people like it or not, because I am honest. I ain't no.
Well, don't forget, people think TASM 2 is a masterpiece now for some ungodly
reason. Who are these people?
Like, who are these people? I want to have a sit down with these people. That's a masterpiece. Like, I would like to have a sit down with these people who think that TASM 2 is a masterpiece.
Alright,
just have a little chat.
If someone...
You have to be 14 years old and edgy to think that TASM 2 is a masterpiece.
If
someone tries
okay, here's the weird thing. Here's the weird thing, though. The weird thing I have about these movies, the Andrew movies, I like the first one, and I know it's factually and logistically a better movie than... what the heck? Oh my god, I was wondering why the time was still going. I didn't free... Okay, just to know, I totally would have gotten gold. I just completely forgot to free the hostage Peter here in this training module. That sucks. Anyways, I like the first movie more than the second one. I know it's a factually, logistically better laid out movie, narratively, structurally, than the second one. However, for whatever reason, I somehow enjoy watching the second one more than the first one. It doesn't mean I like it more, it just for some reason I have like more of a fun time watching it.
No, because it's a dumb movie. Yeah, it's a dumb, fun movie.
It's just dumb fun, and the music slaps, and
it's a stupid
swing looks cool.
The music does not. The music does not slap. I don't like Hans Zimmer as a composer.
Don't you love Jamie Foxx whispering in your ear for his theme? PTSD Electro. ASMR Electro.
No, stop that, please.
Yes, this is what everyone wants. This is what the theme of No Way Home needs to be. Gamer Nerd, how did you get a PS5? I didn't.
And I'm
next question. No, I'm playing this on my PS4 Pro, and it's shocking, right? Because it looks just as good as the PS5. Wouldn't you know it? Or I guess Franco can attest differently, but I still think this game looks outstanding on my PS4 Pro.
Yeah. PS5, this stinky man.
Please.
Let's see. JX22 says the music was weird as hell in TASM 2. Yeah.
It was god awful in TASM 2.
Hans Zimmer says differently though. He's like, that's my jam. Or who was that? No, it wasn't. Well, it was Hans Zimmer, but it was also Pharrell Williams and the Magnificent Six, right?
Yeah.
They're like, this is what music is, and I'm like, are you sure? But like, although I will say, and I know Josh hates me for this. I'm not sure about Franco or Andrew, and I don't know if you guys in the chat too will either. I'm sorry. I respect the man. He's a great musician, composer, whatever. But I cannot stand the James Horner TASM 1 score. I hate it. I'm sorry.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Not a fan.
No, I don't care. I'm
sorry. Yeah, see, Patrick's fans just said that. James Horner's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get roasted on live if I ever mention that on Twitter.
It's good.
No, dude, I'm sorry. No, how about no? I'm sorry. I can't stand that theme.
I feel like I sense the cap. I sense the cap in your sentence. I sense the cap.
I'm sorry. My main themes are, you guessed it, the PS4 theme by John Paisano, and the Raimi theme is just iconic. That can't be topped because Danny Elfman is just a legend. And Hans Zimmer, whatever he touches is great. So, I don't know. For some reason, James Horner, I did not like that tone of music for TASM 1.
If I'm being honest, I didn't. If I'm being really honest, like I liked it at first, but I really don't like the PS4 theme. I prefer Miles' theme.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of catchy. Yeah, I feel it's more catchy than the normal one.
It's not even because it has like that hip hop type beat to it. Like I could care less for that. It's because it's just doing more with it, and it's not. And the music isn't always just the same thing over and over and over again, where you want to like blow your brains out. It's like there's actually.
Oh man. Grungus, hi, I haven't liked your channel. I like you, Grungus. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Yeah, so JX22X knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel theme was amazing. Yes, it was.
I was about to read that comment. I agree.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing from Hans Zimmer, like, is his Man of Steel score. That's it. Everything. His Dark Knight score, garbage. I'm sorry. I hate the score for those movies.
What was garbage? TASM 2? Oh, Dark Knight.
Yeah, the score for the Dark Knight.
That's right,
trilogy.
he was behind that too.
It's all garbage. Just like Dark Knight Rises is garbage.
Well, that was the whole meme with the. Well, actually, no, that was Inception that did that with the blah. But Dark Knight kind of had a little bit of that too in some points.
No, with Batman, you just have the heavy horns and you're like dun dun dun.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro,
yeah. Joker's theme though was.
No, that's also good. Like that. That itself is fine.
That's freaking good. It's freaking chilling to listen to.
But then again, that kind of became like the standard, like really intense music now, and I'm like, oh god, it's not even special anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know who. Which, a lot of musical composers try to copy off him in a way that they want to make it more grandiose and epic in scale and spectrum, which is why I did appreciate what's his name? Is it Michael?
Giacchino?
Yes, Michael Giacchino, who's doing the current theme for Spider-Man the Homecoming. Where it's more lighthearted and fun, and it's more reminiscent of the 60s theme, which I appreciate, but it's also like you're, again, lacking identity for what this is. Like, it's not, that's not, like, yes, that's Tom's theme for his movie, but at the same time, the first thing I think of is that's what I'm trying to do tricks. I don't know why he's swinging in the air. That's what the 60s theme was, just orchestralized.
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's just the 60s theme. That's just more just like the main theme itself. But the music overall, I wouldn't say it lacks identity. For me personally, it feels like a lot of like when reading the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. Not like obviously you think of the game's music first, but like if I think of more like kind of orchestral type music, that's kind of what I would kind of associate it with. Like it just reminds me of like just teenage Spider-Man in high school, and in Far From Home, especially like the final swing music, it does have like essence of like the Spider-Man 1 score in particular, because like how like they kind of use like the acoustic and like kind of like little like ticks and sounds in there. It just reminds me of like Spider-Man 1 in particular. Like I wouldn't say it like lacks identity. It's just it's not going for what you would typically think of Spider-Man, but it definitely invokes some Spider-Man vibes, at least for me. But his Batman theme, fucking
so freaking good.
Garbage. Literal
trap.
trap. No, that's so mean. But yeah, I get it. Different strokes for different folks. I mean, you even see the.
No, we got strokes here.
You even see, you know, Danny Elfman's Batman theme is so iconic from the '89 movie that's literally what they did for the animated series, which is pretty much one of, if not the best representations of Batman ever. So I get it. Like you gotta respect the past to embrace the future, and sometimes you can honor the past to enlighten the future in a new way. But also, like giving me new stuff, or giving me in the sense of like the viewer, the consumer, new things to try and make your own identity or something that really will inspire other creators down the line is what I think is more important than giving it an homage, which is like
I think it also depends on what like movie he's working on, because like when you like I said, when you listen to that score for the Batman, it definitely feels
he's
like the early
Michael Giacchino's working on the Batman too, right? The Robert Pattinson Batman.
Dude, like, the music.
So
the music that you
am wondering, because we just saw or heard the Nirvana song in the trailer.
No, you remember
we haven't heard the full thing yet, have we?
You not the full thing, but you heard a good portion of it, like the suit reveal, like when it shows.
During the trailer reveal for his suit,
that's the theme, and like in the actual trailer they mix in.
I don't know why he's not.
They mix in Michael Giacchino's theme, like towards like the bottom half of the trailer, because like when you hear the piano coming in, that's actually the theme, but like they mixed it so because they chose the right song to mix it with, so like it blends so perfectly, dude. I cannot wait. I just can't wait.
That's gonna be pretty good.
Excited for that.
I know Robert Pattinson himself is gonna kill it, but I'm wondering how they're gonna make it with the theme in the movie. All right, guys. So we've been streaming for over 2 hours. I totally love how this completely derailed the entire topic we tried to do with PlayStation, which is why we were playing Miles in the first place. But we're all Spider-Man fans at heart. We love talking about Spider-Man, and we're the Spidey Squad, so of course we gotta mention him and just talk about him in some regard, one way or another. But hopefully you enjoyed the stream. I love being able to stream for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I would appreciate it. Leave a like and support to all the amazing Spidey Squad members who joined the stream today, and give them your support too. Even the people who aren't in the party, like Big Cloud Gaming and Spidey Stretch, Michael, of course, the main man model of our crew, Josh, Spidey Skater Boy, Franco Greco, Spidey Outcast, Andrew, Ghosty, and if I'm forgetting anyone, I apologize, but I very much appreciate all you for tuning in. Thank you all for giving your own feedback and input about the upcoming State of Play. Again, once they officially, I would say, announce it, which, by the way, today's Sunday, so they don't really announce things on weekends. So tomorrow, on Monday, they might possibly announce something for PlayStation, or maybe Guardians of the Galaxy for some news. We'll see. And just kind of elaborate further upon what PlayStation could do down the line. I'd be interested to talk about it. Again, Ghost of Ikishima, the spin-off for Ghost of Tsushima. I'm hyped for that. God of War Ragnarok, cross-gen, I guess is cool. I wish it was a PS5 exclusive, but okay. Spider-Man, either from Avengers and his exclusive character, or Spider-Man 2, we'll wait and see. But I'm looking forward to seeing what PlayStation has in store. E3 2021 was, in my opinion, a little bit of a disappointment. Especially after going to in-person E3 2018 and 2019, respectively, I cannot think of any other experience that could top those, besides maybe the PlayStation 5 reveal event, which announced Miles, but even then that was at home instead of in the convention center. So we'll see. But again, PlayStation is getting some cool stuff. I'm excited to see what's going to come out from them and their new games. And let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below and during chat when we do another stream down the line. I'd be happy to do so. Oh, Ethan, quick question from Ethan Lavernes. Even though the PS4 version of Miles is a downgraded version of the PS5, do you agree that they should have used John as Peter? Well, again, no, and yes, because again, they already used Ben in the remaster, because that's the newer model going forward. So it wouldn't make sense if the PS4 crew had, or the PS4 owners had Ben or John, and only PS5 people had Ben
because they're going forward with him regardless. However, that does put a little bit of a question mark in their whole reasoning, where they tried to reinforce that they needed Ben for the new next-gen performance for next-gen on the remaster and on PS5 when he's still able to run on a PS4, so I don't know why they couldn't do the same thing with John. I guess that was just their vision. I don't know, but I, again, am going to have to reserve judgment onto analyzing Ben's character model and his representation of Peter until I am able to physically play the remaster for myself and give my full thoughts. There's going to be a huge video review about it, don't worry, once I'm able to get that and do that, and hopefully you guys watch it, because that's what I've been waiting for this whole time to do for the channel, is do more PS5 coverage for the game, for Spider-Man Miles on the channel. You know, I think they chose Ben, so they're sticking with Ben, so therefore they used him and Miles on PS4 and PS5, respectively. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just happy that we're getting more Spider-Man games from Insomniac. That's what matters most. Even though I have my own preferences with John versus Ben, I'm looking forward to seeing what direction they'll take with him down the line. And I'm sure Franco and Josh and Andrew and Ghosty are too. Let's see. Any final thoughts from the squad in the party before we end off things?
Well, I guess. Hello? Is my audio working?
Yeah, you're good.
And my audio was cutting out for a sec.
Oh, it is a little bit, but I think you're okay for the most part, I think.
Okay.
I think this is different because I was thinking like ages ago. Okay, so Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm not excited because, I mean, they're going to do the whole thing, whatever, but I'm not excited because that is not what I was paying for the movie. I was paying to watch a Tom Holland centered Spider-Man movie with him facing, you know, like, Sinister Crisis, you know, Daredevil, even the Hunter being the villain, like, that's the movie that I was paying to watch. Not a multiverse, from another mission. Movie, and then he's coming in to be like, hey, what's that come home? Come to be like this whole multiverse thing that was, yes, it was teasing the puzzle game, but they didn't really, you know, talk about that much in the previous movie. Like, this multiverse thing just came over as like a little weird, especially for like Spider-Man. Like, okay, Spider-Verse, yeah, cool, whatever, but doing it in the third into the Spider-Man movie is like, okay, that's. No, thank you. I'm not really going to watch that movie.
Right.
You know, PlayStation.
Right.
I'm excited for this Ikishima. God of War Ragnarok's gonna be awesome.
Ragnarok could definitely be cool. I mean,
for sure.
If that game won Game of the Year in 2018 over Red Dead 2, which, oh my god.
I'm glad it did. Fuck Red Dead 2.
Yeah. Wait, Josh, did you say you did want to win Game of the Year or no for Red Dead?
No, I said I'm glad it won over Red Dead 2 because fuck Red Dead 2.
Oh, really?
It barely qualified for Game Awards to be nominated for anything. It came out like 2 weeks before.
I don't get how personally it won Best Soundtrack. I mean, I'm sorry, but come on, John Paisano was right there, or even Bear McCreary, but from God of War, but.
It barely made it, like, by, like, what, 2 weeks? I'm like, that's bullshit. But whatever.
Yeah, right.
It's sus.
And we all know Game Awards are rigged anyway, but whatever.
Jeff Keighley could just give a Game of the Year award to Hideo Kojima for nothing, and it would still just pass through, okay,
literally
Jeff,
our votes don't even matter, so it's like, what's the point of even voting anymore?
I see that, but, yeah, we'll see how it turns out for this year. Franco or Andrew, any thoughts? Final thoughts?
Oh, go ahead, Franco.
No, go ahead. You go first, then I'll go.
Okay.
I'm too next.
Stay tuned, boyos.
Oh boy.
So yeah. No Way Home, not excited. PlayStation game, gonna be awesome. You know, like that's what we talked about. PlayStation 5, you know, if I get one for myself, okay, that's awesome. If I'm lucky, because getting a PS5 on these days is kind of expensive and really frustrating at this point. So Yeah, so No Way Home, PlayStation game, if they announced Spider-Man 2, which I don't think they're gonna do it anyways, I'm assuming it's gonna be announced from like next year or something because I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah,
next
next year I'd put money on.
yeah, and it's gonna be next gen only, of course. And speaking of the Spider-Man thing, I love the announcement, for the Raimi trilogy. I feel like James Horner's making Spider-Man 4. I'm kind of iffy with the Hans Zimmer score. Like, I do like the main theme in some of the tracks, but the overall, nothing like I love him. Don't get me wrong. But Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't really consider it to be his best score. Man of Steel score is definitely like
That's God
his
tier.
For sure.
tier for sure.
Gotcha.
It's his best work. And Michael Giacchino, I mean, I like his work in Incredibles. He's really good in that, and I'm really excited to see his work on the Batman. His Spider-Man score doesn't really click with me. It's not the same thing as like John Paisano's and PS4 thing. That is a and the Miles Morales thing is really good too. And I'm glad that one got a nomination, like got an award for being, best music in the game. So, really helped things on. And yeah, uh, so yeah, No Way Home.
Just looking forward to the future. That's
If
great.
there's if there's one thing I can say before I hop up, because I know you're trying to wrap this up like really badly, Evan. Because I gotta do my obligatory plug. It's gonna be a bit of a different one this time. I am working on some film stuff. I'm working on some film stuff. So yeah, me and Spidey Beagle are working on some film projects. So if you mind checking out our Instagram, Hilltop Imageworks, and on Twitter we are Hilltop_IW. We're working on a Star Wars horror short, and we're working on an animated Spider-Man.
It looks great, or it sounds great from what I'm hearing. I've seen like a bit of it, but it seems astounding.
Yeah, I've seen some of it, and I have to say, like, so far, really good job.
I'll probably send you guys some work in progress stuff like later on today. But please, if you're interested in anything like that, just like give us a follow, like on Instagram and on Twitter. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Follow Josh on Twitter at Spidey Skater Boy. Get all the updates there. And Spidey Bugle, by the way, is also amazingly talented in several ways, helping out as well.
In every single
From my understanding. Aw.
Check out the work, dude.
Oh shoot!
And then
Didn't mean to go to this mission. Didn't even know that was where I was going.
For me, I will say I do have something very awesome I can't wait to share with everybody. Hopefully soon. It's almost done. I just got a couple things I gotta fix.
I know too.
But yeah, I just want to say, just stay tuned. Follow me on my Twitter at FregoGreco26 because you guys will definitely like what I have in store for you.
Well, I guess for me, and hopefully everyone can hear me good this time, but
I think so.
I guess for me, because I think my audio was cutting out earlier when I was trying to talk, but I guess for me, in regards to No Way Home, with all of the stuff that I'm hearing about the multiverse, honestly, at the end of the day, I just want a good movie, and I really hope from what I'm hearing about the stuff with the multiverse, I really hope that it's good, and I really hope they don't try and make it too fan servicey, because I just want a good story for Tom Holland's Peter, and I just want the best movie possible. In regards to state of play, I mean, I don't think I have too much thoughts about that. I mean, I'm really hoping at least like maybe at some point this year if possible we can maybe see something for the Spider-Man sequel, because I really want to of course see some news in regards to that, because I have a feeling their Spidey game so far. I have a feeling that the sequel will probably come out, I would say, at least next year or in 2023. And, I'm just very much looking forward to the sequel, and I'm sure they're going to do a really good job of it, and I'm super excited to see Harry as Venom. I mean, that's going to be freaking dope, and I can't wait to see Spidey as well. But, yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up all my thoughts because I can't really think of anything else to add, especially in regards to No Way Home, because like there's so many thoughts going on in my head that there's like so much I want to say about it, but there's like too much for me to like process it all because of everything that's going on with that movie. But yeah, I think
there is certainly a lot. Oh man.
The only thing we have from No Way Home is like 2 images. That's it. That's all we have from the movie.
Right. That's a one and done.
Already. Like, I'm surprised because this movie's coming out, what, in like 6 months now, and we still haven't gotten a trailer. Like, what the heck is going on, John?
I have no
Watts?
idea. Like, I'm very confused.
I'm very skeptical towards John Watts because, like, not sure how I feel about how he's handling, I guess, just Spider-Man in general. You know, like we mentioned earlier.
I can attest to that.
An interview where he said,
I know that feeling.
Yeah, because I know he said, like, in an interview that he prefers Spider-Man. Like,
all that. Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Why get this guy for a movie?
What do you mean, John? Like, what are you trying to say? Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, guys.
Like, I don't.
But yeah, no, I totally get that, Andrew, for sure, because of how John handled the previous films, and what he said in interviews, and what we know from literally Alfred Molina himself, freaking Doc Ock, about what the narrative seems like it's going in that route. But yes, we're all looking forward to seeing how it'll turn out. Whether or not we're excited is up for individual preferences. But I'm just very happy that I can do these streams for you guys, talking about our favorite webhead, and of course gaming news, which is what this was supposed to be about. But of course we kind of sidetracked and whatever, but that happens. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I had a wonderful time with you guys in the chat. All 130 of you, I think, ended up watching at one point, so thank you all so much. And for those of you who are still tuning in, I very much appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new for more Spider-Man and stream videos like this down the line. And of course, follow and support all the amazing Spidey Squad members on their own respective social media platforms. They're great, and I wouldn't be here without them because they are literally phenomenal in every way, shape, and form. But until next time, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
See you, people.